Yeah, I'm cool.
All right. Good morning, everybody.
Sorry.
Welcome to Gehenna Gaming's Virtual Horror Con. Glad to have you all here for our game this morning. I'm going to go around in a moment and ask our players to kind of give us a little information about their character, what they look like, a little about who they are, and then we will start in on the World of Darkness. This is a mature content warning. Viewer discretion advised. Scenes come up that may be disturbing to some individuals. It happens from time to time. We have gone over our safety and how we're going to manage things if something comes up. We've all done our consent and safety forms, so let's hope we have a fun, good, easy game here. And let's start off with Antonia.
Hi, am I introducing myself or the character?
Both if you'd like.
Yes, okay. I am Frank Voss. I voice Basira Hussein in the Magnus Archives, and today I am playing Antonia Delaney, who is a gang leader, in fact, of a gang that I never gave a name to. So they're just the gang.
That's scarier.
Yeah.
All right, Mr. Cole.
Oh, hey, that's me. This is Helen. I play Azu on the Rusty Quill Gaming podcast. Today, I am playing Mr. Reggie Cole, who is a shop owner in his 70s who is always reading a book behind the counter and is probably a bit grumpy. We'll see how he goes.
Our name tags got a little bit off there, so I'm adjusting them real quick. All right, Gray.
Hello, yes, so I'm Ben. I am a performer with Rusty Quill in various bits and pieces, and today I'm playing Gray Buckley, who is
character.
Yes, an exchange student from the UK. I'm currently here. I am a nervous and sort of thin individual. I'm very enthusiastic, but quite coddled, as you can tell from my accent.
And Sal.
Hi, I'm Lydia. I play Sasha and Sel in Rusty Quill Gaming and Melanie in the Magnus Archives. And I'm playing Sal Kennick. Sal is a 60-year-old vet. She's got shortish grey hair, wears overalls which are filled with kind of the sort of thing that vets need when they're dealing with big animals. I said that they specialize in the exotic pets of gang leaders. So we're going to guess they're not, the equipment is not always to regulation standard.
I'm sure
they're hard bitten, both in character and often literally.
You were the vet to actually Carol Baskin and the Tiger King, right?
I may have just I have been watching it.
Isn't it wild?
It is, but like some of you have not been watching Louis Theroux from the beginning, and it shows. We knew Joe Exotic.
All right. Well, we're going to start off in a fairly good-sized town in the south, because I'm going with what I know. I could have picked South London, but, you know, then everybody's going to go, where's South London? What does that mean? And I would go, I have no clue. So,
what is London?
London, I've heard of this place.
You said in the emails when you said it could be the south of London, and
my DM is from London, and I made that comment. She goes, what the heck is the south of London? And I said, what's the heck is the south of Texas? I mean, just, you know. Anyway, we're going to start off in a small town called Shreveport, Louisiana. Some of you may have heard of this place, some may not. It's come into some prominence as Louisiana opened the gates to casino gambling, and Louisiana, you have to be on a river, and there's a great river in Shreveport, and that's where they put all the casinos, on riverboats. What came in along with that? Well, there was always a little bit of crime there, but they ended up getting a little bit of organized crime, and a few gangs started up. And so I'm going to assume that our leader of our gang is in one of these. So there are several places here where the main road, the interstate, the highway, I don't know what they call them on your side of the pond, the big roads, the A's or something like that. Anyway,
road.
Yeah, they put up
It's a
these...
tarmac go boy.
Yeah, there we go. They put up some very large
Try zoom.
concrete bunkers along them so that you couldn't see the more depressed areas. It's amazing when you're driving through the beautiful rich people's homes, there's no walls. But when you drive through the places where the people who maybe don't make quite that much money the legal way, there are walls so you can't see what goes on the other side. And that's going to be the part of town that we live in. And Mr. Cole, you run a store, a small convenience store. It's large enough to have groceries and several sundry items, and it's kind of the stopping point for the people who live in the flats near there. Now, I said flats so you would understand it. For everybody else who speaks my language, they're apartment buildings. They use lifts, we use elevators. It'll be good.
Yeah, like, we watch the TV. The TV comes from there.
No, I've heard of apartments. They had one on Friends.
Yeah. Yeah, right? They're all massive and rent controlled.
I watch TV, Doctor Who, I've seen it. Everything takes place.
Yeah, that's exactly it.
That's
Okay.
how we live. There's a Dalek in my room right now.
There's one on my coffee cup. There's going to be a very serious game, as you can tell. We'll try. So, Mr. Cole, average day, it's getting to be the end of the day. 6 p.m., sun's getting ready to go down. It's your usual day. What are you doing in the store at this time?
I'm reading an encyclopedia about beetles and waiting. I've got a chair behind the cash register. My mind has gone completely blank. What do you call the thing that you go up to at the end
Till.
of? Yes, the till. I'm sitting down.
See, I've messed with you so much you don't remember your own words anymore.
I haven't been outside for 20 days.
I understand.
Virtual hugs.
Anyway, Mr. Cole has his feet up on the counter and is reading his encyclopedia about beetles and learning a lot.
Right, very good. Antonia, it's not quite your time of the night. It's not dark enough to go hitting people for muggings and such so far. So you're hanging around at the convenience store. Are you inside the store or outside?
I'd say I'm inside.
Okay.
I think I'm a down-to-earth kind of gang leader. I do my own shopping.
All right. Well, and you, of course, are somewhat familiar with Mr. Cole. And Mr. Cole, you're somewhat familiar with Antonia. You at least know that Antonia's life is a bit on the shadier side of business dealings.
We've all been there.
But there's respect. There's respect here. You know that Antonia has never lifted anything from the store. And she stops people who try to. She protects her own. It's her neighborhood. She takes care of her people.
Friendly neighborhood gang member.
Sal, it's in today. You've had some fun taking care of a few interesting animals. What have you been doing for today?
Well, there's this dog that they insist is a wolf hybrid, and I get it absolutely isn't. It probably has some poodle in it, but if I tell them that, then they're gonna stop paying me. So it's just been like looking after an angry ass poodle. It's,
Very good.
you take what you can get in this town.
It's business, right? It's all money.
It's business. Like it's a diabetic poodle, but I gotta convince this guy that it's a wolf hybrid, and therefore I can justify my fee.
Very good. So, stopping on your way back to your home, you're going to stop in at the convenience store. I mean, it's pick up a few things, you know. Probably stiff drink, maybe a few other things. Who knows?
Yep.
And Graham Gray, our college student, finished up your classes for the day. You probably have a later one coming up tonight, so you've got to prep some stuff. And therefore, you need your boost. You need your Monster, your Red Bull, whatever drinks make it over there that you guys have that boost your wakefulness.
Yeah, no, I've just popped in for a little. I'm looking for some Marmite and a pot noodle. I don't know if they've got them, but I'm gonna have a look. I wonder if they've got they've probably got some sort of like foreign section, so I'm gonna have a look in here, like most grocery stores do, right?
Mr. Cole, do you happen to have anything? I know for the pot noodle, he's talking about the ramen noodle type stuff that comes in the actual styrofoam cup that's already pre-made. We're okay on that one.
Yes, we have that, but it's not called pot noodle. Do we have Marmite? Way in the back. We've got one tiny pot of Marmite way in the back that's all covered in dust.
Sorry, that stuff lasts for hundreds of years, so it's probably okay.
All right. So all of you just happen to be in the store at about the same time and probably see each other. Any of you going to say anything to anyone else? Mr. Cole tends to keep his head down in the book I'm to understand, but there has a sixth sense for anybody who tries to lift something, so that's just a warning to you.
I'm going to be very explicitly avoiding Antonia because they are very scary.
What? No, I'm lovely.
Look, they look like a ruffian.
Dare you?
Hey, Antonia, how's the python? Keeping well?
Oh, brilliant. She's
Yeah.
yeah, she's really getting back into she's eating again. So thank you so much.
That's great. I'm glad to hear. They always sometimes they just there's a thing with snakes when it's their breeding season. Sometimes they just don't think about eating and get. It's just a thing that genuinely happens with reptiles. They're too horny to eat.
Well, been there.
Yeah.
Haven't we all?
Yeah. Speaking of which, Cole, good to see you. I will have the usual points. Like it's the cheapest whiskey that you have.
All right, Sal, here you go. Reggie reaches beneath the till and brings up a ready prepared brown bag with all your stuff in it.
It's you can't use anything else for cleaning the the stabby sticks injection. I haven't been outside for a long time either.
The syringes.
Yeah. You know how it is. You know how it is.
I know.
Good to know we're all a little stir crazy here.
Excuse me, Mr. Cole. You don't happen to have any chocolate digestives, do you? I just really have a hankering for some lovely chocolate biscuits.
Do you mean a cookie?
Is that yes? A biscuit? It's like a small hard disc of oats or wheat or something.
No, biscuits are fluffy bread thing, my friend.
Yes, no. I'm sure.
With my very authentic American accent, can tell you this.
What ho, good sir.
I present you with what's it called? A Bisquick mix for making American biscuits, which we would know as scones. I'm like, this?
Does it have chocolate? Do I have to make this?
This is how you make biscuits. I don't know what you want.
Could I just buy a packet? Do you have McVitie's? No? Some hobnobs? I'll take a hobnobs.
What did you call me?
No. It's a very delicious kind of oat-based cookie. Cookie. Yes, it's a cookie. I think. Like Mary.
Side.
Oh right. Yes, like the Maryland things, but not them. I'll go. Yes. Sorry.
Like the state.
We got.
Yes. Are they not famous for cookies? I'm going to go. Goodbye. And I'll run off to the corner of the shop.
Everybody loves the shopping excursion in an RPG, right? So as you're doing your shopping and things are going along, you hear the bell over the door ring, and this young lady walks in. I mean, she's tall. She's probably 6 feet tall, very lanky, long hair and dreadlocks. Walks in and, yo, storekeep, do you sell the skins?
Skins of what?
Skins for rolling.
Ah, tobacco papers.
Yeah, those.
Give me a moment. Mr. Cole begins to reposition himself and actually stand up for once, because they are kept behind the till, and he keeps making the and eventually turns back around with a packet of skins.
Oh, great. So, lays, puts the money out. We won't worry about the exchange rates and so forth, because,
So they pay in pounds?
What could it cost? $10?
So tell me, has anything strange been going on around here this evening?
Nope, just you. Never seen you before.
Oh, I'm from around here. I just don't get to this particular neighborhood very much.
What you looking for? What does strange mean?
Yeah, just anything out of the usual. I don't know. It's been like there've been like some fireworks and stuff going off in places.
You sure those are fireworks?
Well, you never know. Could be gunfire. Kind of
Yeah,
casts
well,
an eye over at Antonio. Yeah, some people.
Well, not the locals around here. They're good. They're decent.
But
Right. Got any animals having problems with the fireworks?
I do hear that there have been a few animals who've been a little upset lately. Hi, I'm Nadine, and you are?
I'm Sal.
Oh, Sal, nice to meet you. So you like the animals, huh?
Well, I mean, they keep me in business.
Oh, you're a vet.
Yeah.
So have you noticed anything strange? Animals being a little excited, maybe hiding under the beds.
Around here, everyone's like, I mean, all these animals are kept inside. There's nowhere really for them to run around. So many people have massive things inside tiny. They're all stressed out. I spend a lot of my time just telling the animals I feel the same. I haven't noticed anything particularly unusual. Just the usual unusual.
All right. Well, y'all just be safe. There's some weird stuff going on, and
Weird stuff.
Just animals being upset. The fireworks stuff.
What kind of animal? Dude, you need I can give you a prescription.
Oh no, I don't keep animals. I love animals a lot. I'm very close to animals, but
Are these animals okay?
I'm sorry?
Okay.
About this time, a police car pulls up outside. Well, good to see y'all. Be having a good day. Turns and
watch out, it's the Popo, Antonia.
I haven't done anything.
Yeah, but still, good to know.
And they stop. They get out. They do a kind of a quick look around. One of the officers pokes his head in and... Mr. Cole, everything going okay in here? We heard there was some trouble in this area.
Nope, absolutely quiet here.
All
Definitely no gang members in my store.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Hi, Antonia.
Officer.
Turns and... All right, well, if anything happens, you know where to reach us.
Yep.
That's 911 in America. So just making sure you have
Those
the
are what I'll be calling.
Yes, officer. I say, just staring at his gun.
As is the British way.
And of course, it's the largest gun you've ever seen. Times 10. It's huge. All right. Hops out and gets in the car. Sun's gone down at this point. Things are pretty calm. You've got all your stuff. And from outside, you hear a boom. But it's not just a firework kind of a... it's got kind of a reverb and a bounce to it. It's more like a boom, 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 boom sound. There's a bright flash. And then silence.
What was that?
Is that not normal for around here?
Someone got
That's
really
not-
into dubstep recently.
Did a riot just start?
What? No, like, I mean, unless they started the riot with like an EMP or something, that's not generally how riots start. It's more the screaming and the shouting and the crowds and the.
Well, no, I don't think that was an electromagnetic pulse. It doesn't really have the properties of one.
Well, Graham, you're nearest the door. Why don't you look?
Yeah, Graham, why don't you go have a look?
Oh,
Go on, young man.
yeah, yes, okay, yes, fine. And I'll poke my head out of the door.
I find it interesting. Is Gray wearing a red shirt today?
Yes, I was at it's cosplay day at university.
Okay, just curious. So you get to the door and open it, and as you do, you hear tires screech, and then a large collision of a car running into something.
Oh my goodness! There's been a road traffic accident.
Anyone
What are
hurt?
we supposed to do about it?
I don't know. Call 999. I mean 911.
Can anyone make it worse?
Do the ambulances? Yes.
Like,
I'll-
like they can afford it?
I'll start fumbling with my mobile phone to call the emergency services because I am a good conscientious citizen.
Okay, wonderful. What's really great is in your part of town, they don't really have a lot of cell towers and you get a lot of disruption. So at the point you try and pull your phone out, as happens every time there's an emergency, you're getting a no signal.
Mr. Cole, do you have a landline? My mobile phone isn't working.
Somewhere. Gets up, starts walking around.
I'll be kind of like buzzing around Mr. Cole nervously, like not sure what to do.
Mr. Cole very slowly sort of picks up some books. He's like, not under there. Picks up, like, opens a cabinet. Not in there. Eventually finds like one of those like the ones where you have to move your finger around, just disguised behind an old poster.
All right.
Okay. Sometime this century, someone might need help. I'll go out, see if anyone needs stitching up.
Okay. As you open the door to head out, this young man almost bowls you over, running in the door. Boss! Antonio, it's one of your team members.
Oh,
We'll call him.
what
We'll call him
happened?
George, just to make it easy.
What's the matter, George?
You gotta. There's been a car accident, and they hit. You need to see this.
Okay, I'll follow him out.
I'll go with.
Okay. What are the rest of you going to do?
I'm still trying to get through to the emergency services.
And you're getting nowhere. Mr. Cole?
I start reading my encyclopedia of beetles again.
All right. A split party. Things are getting good. All right. All right. So you guys head out, and you can see just down the way some smoke rising, a little bit of flame. So something obviously ignited in this car when it hit. There's not people hanging around, though, which is a little unusual. This kind of thing usually brings a crowd. And George rushes you down to it, and you see this large, dark black, I don't know, is that a dog? It almost looks, it's big as a bear, whatever this thing is.
Can I roll animal ken to see if it is in fact a bear?
Give me a wits and animal kin.
Okay, we're gonna use technology. So that is 3, 4, 5.
First roll of the evening.
Yeah. I achieved 0 successes.
Did you get any ones by chance?
No. Wait. No.
All right, so it's just a failure. So congratulations, you only failed. So you walk up and you're looking at this thing, and the size is about right, but the proportions, the distribution of musculature, this is not a bear. And its face, its face is a little bit mangled because apparently it was trying to catch the car from the front, and that's what happened. The car, however, the impact from this was sufficient. The airbags deployed, but also it was such force, the front of the car is now 1.5 feet shorter than it would have been to begin with. It's an old Mitsubishi Mirage. The engine has dropped out the bottom, and the steering column has popped up through the dash as it crumpled in. So there was a lot of mass. I'm sorry?
Yeah. Was anyone impaled?
You can't tell from where
work.
you can't tell from where you're standing at the moment.
That's what I'm going to guess, and that's what I'm going to go and check out.
Okay. The car door is closed and locked, and you can't really see inside because of the side curtain and the front airbag are still somewhat inflated.
Do you have curtains in the cars?
Oh, sorry, it's a type of airbag on the side. So
you want to try and get in, Tony?
and yes, some cars have curtains, but that's for something else and a totally different story.
Yeah, can I try and break into the car?
You absolutely have things on you that could break the window if you wanted to. I don't know if you have time to try and pick the lock.
No, just smack it with my gun.
So
or shoot the window. That probably makes more sense.
that what could possibly go wrong? So,
I mean, we don't know how cars or guns work.
Okay, so
It's not just a cultural thing. We don't drive and we don't shoot. In general.
Antonia, you go to pull out your handgun, and George sees it and goes, "Boss, no!" And he walks up and he pulls out a small piece of metal that he has. It's a carpenter's punch that you use to mark a hole before you start drilling. He takes that, puts it against the window, and taps the back of his hand, and the window just shatters.
If you want to do it the boring way, okay.
He unlocks the door and opens it, and inside there's a young man who has been rendered unconscious from the collision. His nose is bloodied, probably from the airbag more than anything, because there's blood smeared all across the airbag. He uses his punch, deflates the airbag, undoes the seatbelt, and pulls the person out of the car.
Whoa!
What?
Might have a neck injury.
But there's the fire.
Well, yeah.
I mean,
okay.
I've seen these things explode on TV.
Well, that's TV. Do you keep that many cans of gas? Cans of gas in your car? No, that's not normal. Just okay. Now you paralyzed him, right? Now, what am I supposed to do? Okay, just lie him down. Can I use my emergency care to check that?
Give me a wits and medical. When you get wits and medicine, and you get a +1 die for your emergency care capability.
So that's 7 dice, because it's 3 + 3 + 1.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yep.
All right. Ooh. Okay. I got. Remind me what a success is over 8, right?
8, 9, or 10 is a success. If you get a 0, you get to roll it again and see if you get more.
I got a 9, a single 9. Everything else.
That is success. Success is good. A single success is a good thing. You've succeeded. If you get 5 of those, that goes into what we call an exceptional or dramatic success, and something really good happens. So in this case, you're able to look the person over. They just kind of got a tough hit to the face. Neck seems to be okay. No vertebrae issues. Everything else seems to be in place. They're just unconscious at the moment.
All right. You need to. This guy's he's all right. You didn't paralyze him. You're fine. You're fine, but unconsciousness at this length, we need to get him to a hospital. He'll have a concussion, maybe a bleed on the brain. Like, this is no joke. Maybe gently slap him in the face to try and wake him up.
You probably actually have some smelling salts in your bag as well that you could attempt to use. So.
Yeah, for different kinds of animals. Okay.
Yes.
Juggles through weird potions.
Have you ever tried to? Have you ever tried to wake up a Saint Bernard from anesthesia?
Sal has.
Yeah, exactly. So come on, Sal, you'd have this stuff.
Definitely. Yeah, this one works for mammals.
All right. So you do this, and it brings them around, and they're like, "What happened? Something jumped out in the. Did I hit somebody?"
Something.
I think it looks more like something hit you.
Oh, my car.
You're gonna need to get yourself to a hospital, I'm afraid. Like you were out cold. You may have some brain problems. That's a really big deal in humans.
Yeah.
Less so in dogs. You'd be surprised. They can get by on being a bit thicker. Makes it more adorable. But you should probably go get a scan of some kind.
Did anybody call the police?
Oh no, that British guy.
Oh, please,
Yes.
please don't. I don't have insurance. This is going to be bad enough. I don't need to. Yeah.
Guess we'll have to rejoin the party. Honey?
Speaking of, how am I getting on with trying to get through to the emergency services on this ancient rotary phone?
Are you still the ancient rotary phone? You're able to dial the number. You get 911, and they begin asking you questions. What's the nature of your emergency?
There's been a road traffic accident.
A road traffic accident.
A car crash.
A car crash. Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Is anybody injured?
I don't know. I heard the crash and I rang you. Mr. Cole, is anybody injured? At the moment, we can't quite tell. But it sounded really bad, and there was fire. So maybe yes.
Where did this happen?
Outside Mr. Cole's convenience store. What's the name of this street, Mr. Cole?
George Washington Avenue.
On George Washington Avenue.
And your name is?
Oh, Graham Buckley.
Okay. And where do you live, Mr. Buckley? What's your home address and your phone number? And they try to collect all this information from you.
Thank you for saving me from having to make up an American address.
I'm George Washington Avenue was just top of you can't beat that. So
The most American thing I could think of.
it is at the beginning, so that's a good place to start.
I'll come into the shop and try and take the phone out of your hands.
I'm like more shocked than resisting, but I was using that to call the ambulance.
It's fine. We're all fine. No one was hurt.
So you don't.
Hangs
You hung up.
All
right.
But there could be people hurt. They need to go to a hospital.
He's gonna want to make his own way.
But his car's all crashed.
Yeah.
So he's gonna walk?
Well, someone else will take him, but they won't. He doesn't necessarily want to be associated with the accident in a legal setting.
But he had a car crash.
Did he?
Insurance, you
Did a
mean?
crash happen and then someone was coincidentally injured and no one can prove that there was a connection?
But that's his car. It's crashed.
Is it? Or is it your car?
No, I don't own a car. I can't drive here.
Well, I mean, the burden of proof is on you. whether that car and its liabilities are on you. I think, since I don't know, I didn't see the young man who was caught in that crash. I'm wondering, why are you so interested? Is it your car? Are you responsible for it and its insurance?
I'm really sorry. I don't understand what's happening.
So maybe you could.
Goes out of a business.
Okay. Sure. Yes. Yes. Okay. Fine. I'll go. I need to go home. I'm going to go home.
Right, I'm going to
See
pause
you
you.
around, Gray.
I'm going to pause you there for a moment. Antonio, you're back at the incident with this person. They need to get to a hospital. You know your driver, Paul, your personal driver. Paul could easily get them there in your car if you would allow it.
It's covered in blood.
Yeah,
It's gonna get blood all over my car.
You're used to having blood in the car, though.
Yeah, but I've
Usually in
caused
the
that
trunk.
blood.
Usually in the trunk, but you know, or the boot.
Yeah, but that's different because I've caused the blood. This is just some random blood off the street.
Well,
who knows where it's been?
What would you like to do?
All right, kid. You need to get to a hospital.
And I keep saying Antonio. I apologize. It's Antonia.
Oh,
which is an unusual name compared to Antonio. I know several Antonios.
All right. I will. What have you got in your wallet?
If you would like to take the wallet, are you worried about being seen taking the wallet? Like I said, there's not really a crowd at the moment, so okay, yeah, you could reach in the pocket and take it. And I think they're dazed enough; they're not going to argue much with you.
If there's upwards of $5, I'll get Paul to take him to the hospital.
Actually, realizing how nice the car is, the first thought across your mind is, you know somebody with a tow truck. This would probably be worth some parts, even in the shape that it's in. You know, the radio alone, if it survived, wouldn't be too bad. Inside the wallet, you find an American Express, because you're in America, and a Visa card, and $100 in cash.
Paul, get this guy to the hospital, and have someone, make a call about just getting this mess, cleaned up.
Right.
So I'm gonna have a look at this animal that's out here as well.
Okay.
I don't know anything about animals, but it's weird.
All right. Well, Paul is going to take charge and get George to help him to get this person to the car. Do you want me to call your cousin John with the tow truck?
Please.
Right. So though you disappear, you make your way around to the front and you see this creature lying there. There's not really you're used to seeing a reddish blood, and what this thing's got like a black ooze or something coming out of it.
That's weird.
Has very large teeth. The eyes, which, in the death rigor have locked open, they remind you of a cat's eyes.
Some kind of alien big cat.
And you're very impressed with it's a bad thing to be thinking about at the moment, but that's some pretty cool fur. You have never seen a fur quite as dark as the fur on this creature. And of course, you would never do anything like that, but it does make you think, I wonder if I could get a coat that color.
Hmm.
You know,
would
something
look
to
great
something to
in a
put on your
coat made of
shopping
that.
list for the future. You know.
I might rejoin for the animal inspection.
Okay, so you make your way back outside, and you see
I'll probably
Antonia
do that.
looking this over.
Yeah.
Hey, Sal, you ever seen anything like any of this?
Have I? I mean, it's a spooky town. Should I roll for that? I don't want to assume I haven't.
You've already rolled to see if you knew what it was. So if you got something specific you want to look for, we could roll. But otherwise, I don't know that you've got anything specifically that would help in this situation.
No, looks catish, biggish. I'd call it a big cat. Maybe unhealthy. Blood's not supposed to be like that. Could be diabetic.
I now want to go prick my finger. I'm diabetic and see if my blood is black, but we'll just find out. It might be something I never noticed before. All right.
It's something. It gets sweeter, you know. It tastes better. It's just...
So Gray, as you open the door, Sal takes out ahead of you because you're still a little bit nervous, I think, here. As you open the door and get ready to step out, you hear sirens coming in the distance.
Oh,
And they're
I
definitely
think,
headed this way.
I think that might be the ambulance that I called. Based on your line of questioning, I should probably make myself scarce in case they think it's my car, right? So I'm going to go home and not here. Be here. I'm not going to be here.
Right? You step outside as a police car pulls up in front. Kind of skids to a stop, turns a little bit sideways, and the officers step out of the vehicle. And they're like, Sir, stop. Who are you?
I'm Graham Buckley. I just.
Are you the one who called 911?
No, yes, yes, I did. Sorry.
Why did you hang up the phone, sir?
Oh, I didn't. They did, pointing at Sal.
And they look over there and see the auto accident, and they're like, okay, you never hang up on 911.
Yes.
All right, you stay right there. And they head down, and they're looking, and they see Antonia and Sal looking over this whatever in the wrecked car. And they walk up and... What the hell is that?
It's a good question.
I know this isn't your car, Antonia. Is this your car, miss?
No. Do you think you could get like you couldn't even get like a medium-sized dog in this thing, let alone like, you know, a mastiff?
So this is your pet?
No.
Okay.
I don't keep.
Whose car is this?
No idea.
No idea. No. No.
The other officer looks inside, and somebody was injured. Did you not see what happened to him?
No.
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 They must have run away.
Stumbled away, probably, given the blood, but...
All right, looking at the other officer. All right, I'm going to call in and get a tow truck out here. And whatever we need for that thing.
Oh, it's fine. I know a guy. I'll get this towed away.
What? But it's not your car. You can't just tow a car.
Yeah, you can.
No, I'll take care of it. He steps off and radio. You know, you hear him talking on the radio for a moment or two, and he turns around, comes back, and goes, "Well, apparently somebody already called in a tow truck." Were there any other witnesses? Did you see what happened?
Oh no, we were in the shop.
We just had a crash and came out to see what happened.
Yeah, but we waited quite a while before coming out.
Why would you wait?
You didn't want to get involved in anything. You know this area.
Nobody ever wants to get involved.
You don't want to get involved in that kind of stuff. Good understanding.
So, Gray, you were told to stay put. What are you doing at this point?
I am staying put. That person has a gun.
This is America. It's not such a big deal. Whatever. Everybody has a gun.
Well,
You know. I have 2 or 3 on me every day at any moment, so you know. We don't care. I'm joking. Put your eyes back in.
You don't know.
So when I stayed in Louisiana once, like the family, the friends I was staying with sent me 3 emails checking whether I was allergic to cats. Didn't mention that they had a whole collection of guns.
That's because it's just natural for us.
Yeah.
I actually am a firearms instructor. That's why gun stuff. I'm like, oh, come on, you're fine. All right. So Graham,
we are not trained in the guns.
I know that. I know that.
Mr. Cole is going to amble up and stand at the shop entrance. He picks up a bag of popcorn on the way and is looking out around the. It's like, whoa, that's all.
Of course. Excellent. As you're standing there, you hear a noise. It's almost, you've heard this before. You've had electrical shorts, you know. So you hear this noise behind you. And then all of a sudden, there is this loud explosion type noise with a reverb to it that comes from the back section of your store. And
What the devil?
You are hit with a pressure wave. And I need you to give me a dexterity and stamina roll, please.
Okay, so that is 5 dice, right?
Let me look at your character sheet and I will make sure. Yes, it is. That is 5 dice. Absolutely.
Okay. All right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I've got 1 8.
All right. That's a success.
Hey.
You see this bright flash and you are able to duck down just before this pressure wave blasts through the store. Things are knocked off the shelves. Gray, behind you, the windows blast outwards from the store.
Ah!
And you are hit with shattered glass. Fortunately, it's good glass, tempered stuff. You don't get cut badly. But the
I
glass
fall into a ball on the ground.
All right. Safety maneuver number 1. That's good.
Fall down and lie on the broken glass.
Of course.
I poke Graham with my foot. Get up, you're all right.
The police officers, hearing this explosion, come running down the street. And they're radioing into their little radios on their shoulder, their mics as they run down there. They get down the street and they see Graham laying on the floor. Minor cuts from the glass. Are you okay, sir?
No, I think so.
He's
yes,
fine.
Yeah, it's fine. Cole!
Yeah.
You okay?
Yeah.
Well,
A whiskey.
Mr. Cole, what happened?
Let's go look.
It's okay. You
big
stay
noise
out
in the
here.
back.
You stay out here. The fluorescent lights inside the shop are blinking. There's definitely something electrical going on. The officers, not knowing what happened here, they've got their hands on their firearms. And they make their way in. One of them goes through the door. The other just walks through the window that's no longer there and steps inside.
Mr. Cole is going to follow at a slight distance because he doesn't like cops in his shop.
Okay. Very good. What's a short distance to you?
3 meters.
3 meters? Okay. 15 feet for the Americans.
I don't know!
Or 9 feet, pardon me. Anyway, so they step in. They're walking in and they hear something like, stay back. There's something in the back room.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have any animals or anything that you keep in the back of the store?
Well, there's old Wally, the cat, comes by sometimes. Give him some tuna. About it. Had a bird once. It died. Had a dog once. That died too.
Okay. Well, there's no animals in the back. We'll get this. We're fine. They move their way towards the back. One of them, it's a hallway, so he starts down the front, and you hear this horrendous growl. And then this
begins to back away.
loud, wet thud as the head of the first police officer comes rolling across the floor. And the second one you see as it is knocked to the ground by this large, bear-sized creature that is just rending the body with its teeth.
In my position as an animal expert, I think that we should leave now.
Well, you're not back at the start.
No.
You're still down by the car, so we're going to have to give a moment.
Can I use... Oh, no. I want to use them to try and figure out what it is.
Well, first off, I'm going to need you to give me a wits and composure because you've just witnessed something quite horrific, even for the part of town you live in.
That's fair. That's 4 dice. Oh.
Time to lose some integrity.
That's no successes.
All right. You see this, you immediately lose whatever meal you had for lunch. It's very disturbing to you. There's body parts and blood. I mean, what more do you need for a description, right? And this beast standing in front of you, and you are visibly shaken. You are going to take on the condition of shaken. And what this is going to mean for you in this instance, any wits and composure roll that you're going to be taking, you're going to get a -1 to your die pool. And this is going to happen until such time as you can resolve this condition by facing your fears.
My fear of a giant bear creature.
Exactly. Exactly. So with being shaken by this, you are going to have the immediate compulsion to get the hell away from there.
I'm going to follow that compulsion. Mr. Cole turns around and just goes, nope.
You make it out the door and trip slightly over Gray's body, still in the curled up position on the ground outside.
You come with me. Don't want to go in there.
What happened? What happened?
Bad things. Let's go.
Oh, okay. Yes. No, I'll go with you.
Come on.
Sal and Antonio, you saw the explosion. You saw Mr. Cole go back in and then come running back out very quickly, grabbing Gray and taking off down the street.
Cole!
Big thing in there. Don't like it. We're going.
You all right?
Nope.
I'm
So follow.
gonna take a look.
No.
Oh, okay.
It's
What?
like a bear.
Oh,
Bear killed some police in there.
be back.
So are you going to try and
I
catch
don't
up?
want to be around dead police. I'm gonna
No, that's a bad thing to
go
be.
with Cole.
I don't want to be around dead bears. That's bad for my professional reputation.
Bear's alive. This bear's alive. It's gonna come out.
That's even worse. Right. I'm following you. Get out of here.
All right. So you are all running down the street together?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. From behind you, you hear a loud crunching noise. And taking a quick look back, as you are running away, you see this large creature is on top of the police car. And the roof of the car has actually compressed some, and the front window blew out from the weight. And it's just standing
like
there,
that.
looking around, sniffing at the air.
We want to get out of here. That's my professional professional opinion.
Okay. Where would you like to go?
We should hide somewhere.
My apartment's just around the corner. We could go there.
How? What floor is it on?
4?
Okay, bears can't climb. We'll go there.
No,
I will-
well, I mean,
Okay.
that bear could probably. That's not a normal bear. Further
Let's just
away.
go. We can
big to
figure
climb.
it out.
I will lead them to my flat. Another question, given that I'm obviously a nerd and have a dot in a cult, would it be a fair assumption to think this looks like a werewolf?
If you would like to have that natural assumption for yourself, if you have an assumption, that's your assumption. If you want to verify it, that's when we need a dice roll. I am all about RP over dice roll. So
cool. I am making that assumption.
Okay.
I think I have like one silver candlestick. We could probably use that or something like it.
Silver candlestick.
Well,
A romantic dinner with you.
no, it's. But I've seen. Look, Buffy the Vampire Slayer, right? They've got werewolves and things. I saw that and Supernatural as well. This looks like, I don't know. That's not a bear, right? Bears don't jump on cars and decapitate police officers.
Well, are you a professional?
No, but
Buffy isn't real, right?
No, I know that, but
Supernatural's not a documentary.
Also, you don't even have big bears in Englandshire, so how would you know?
I saw some at the zoo once, and it didn't look anything like that. Did that look like a bear to you?
I mean, I haven't seen every bear.
Could be a skinny bear.
Well, I've seen Winnie the Pooh, and bears are little yellow things that wear shirts, and this definitely is not.
Wasn't wearing any clothes.
All right, I just love that you guys are running down the street having this conversation. So you make it to the front entrance of the flats, and it's fairly tall. It's like a 10-story complex.
Yeah, I'll get in the door, lead everyone in. I'm probably just trying to get people into my flat.
Okay.
Does the lift work?
Absolutely, no problem whatsoever. Doesn't smell too good, but it works.
Man.
All right, so you make it up to the 4th floor. I see Graham making it to the door and kind of fumbling, trying to get the right key. Is he?
Oh yeah, he is panicky as hell. But yeah, get people in, lead them inside. It is a surprisingly well-appointed student flat. Obviously, the building itself, it is decorated and furnished in a way that would not be expected for the building that it is in.
Right,
We need English, nice place.
Yeah, Graham. What's all this then?
It's
What
my
are you,
flat.
like a duke or related to the queen or something?
What are you dealing?
No, my father's a banker, so it just, it's sort of like that.
Where's your alcohol?
Oh yeah, no, I do have some, and I will take you over to a reasonably well-appointed drinks cabinet.
Very
A
nice.
whole cabinet.
It's in a globe. I have one of those ones.
Oh,
It's in a
God.
globe.
Oh, God.
You hear from outside police sirens, ambulance sirens, everything coming in. So they're definitely converging down on this part of town.
I do hope the authorities deal with this.
My shop, they're gonna mess up my shop. There's a bear in it.
The
Don't you
bear
have?
was on the street when we got left. So
The other bear. There was a bear in my shop. That's why I ran away. And now it's probably eaten all the peanuts.
Oh, I think it's had the whiskey.
Oh,
I've got some whiskey here if you want. Don't you have business insurance?
what do I look like to you, a fool?
Well, if you don't have business insurance, then yes, because now you don't have your business insured.
It's all a scam.
Well, I suppose if you didn't have
How
bear
many
wreckage
times
in your
have
policy.
you got an insurer that a giant bear ripped off someone's head and threw it out of your store?
The police reports will probably help, right?
All the insurance I need is in my mattress.
Is your mattress in your store?
No.
That's good because it might burn down.
Mr. Cole lives next door to his shop.
Gonna stick my head out the window while drinking my own whiskey, which was secreted in my overalls,
Okay.
because I don't trust this English stuff.
I believe you've probably got your med kit with you. It's like a backpack size thing that you.
Yeah, I got that. I'm wearing the overalls with all the pockets.
Okay.
Well,
his window in this point equates to a sliding glass door that opens onto a balcony.
Right, take a step out onto the balcony, see if I can get a look, see what's happening.
Okay, so you and Sal have stepped out onto the balcony. Mr. Cole, what are you doing at the moment?
I am on my third whiskey.
All right, and Gray, what are you doing as everybody's drinking your whiskey?
So I'm rifling around in my things, and I've found an extremely tactical, like individual first aid kit that I'm strapping onto my hip.
Okay.
I've definitely got one of those ones that is, it's all the gear and no idea kind of thing. And I'm also getting my tablet, which canonically has 5G. So thank you for that.
Yes, you're
and
welcome.
having a look, see if I can find anything on like news reports or like just trying to find out some information on what's happening, sort of local news, anything like that.
Okay. As you pan around on this, why don't you give me a wits and computer check, please?
Okay, so that's a 2. That's a 5 on that one. We're not playing Exalted. I got excited when I saw 7s. That's a fail.
Okay. Unfortunately, the signal's a little weak in this. You're probably going to have to do something to boost the signal because you're just not getting what you need.
Actually, just to provide a little more context, that is a fumble. I have a 1 and no successes.
Oh, even worse. You have no connection whatsoever. And as a matter of fact, you've got to pay the bill once in a while for your 5G service.
But they promised that 5G would always work. I can't believe they lied in the advertisements.
Yeah.
More scams.
The cool thing is if you have a credit card or a bank account, you could go online and pay the bill. There's only one problem. You can't go online to pay the bill.
I've got to go to the bank now, but I can't because there's werewolves out there. This is a real situation.
Not a werewolf. Be a werebear if it was anything.
You hear your neighbors upstairs. It usually sounds like they're running a bowling alley up there. You haven't quite figured out what the sound is, but it literally sounds like somebody took a heavy ball, rolls it across the floor, and it crashes into something on the other side of the apartment. And this happens usually about 2 a.m, and you hear it pretty regularly. The sound you hear today is more like somebody took an entire case of bowling balls and dropped them onto the floor at once.
Oh my goodness, what is that? That's not normal. Maybe they've got up here. Can werewolves climb?
I mean, no, because they're not real.
I mean, they're fake. They can do whatever.
Then
I have 2 points in occult paranormal facts.
Mm-hmm.
Can I attempt to answer that question?
Absolutely. Give me a wits and occult with a +1 for your paranormal facts.
Got an ally in fan fiction here.
All right, hang on. That's no successes again.
We are rolling like trash.
You start toying through, well, if it was a poltergeist, but why would there be a ghost doing this? And usually it's only the people in the room because they want to scare them. Aliens. It's aliens.
Oh, yeah.
It's aliens. Out on the patio, you guys are kind of looking back in as you hear all the fumbling and stuff and the loud noise from above. And then your attention is drawn as something goes past the balcony at a very high rate of speed. Turn around and
Get my
look,
gun out.
and you see a black mass fall to the ground. And then suddenly, from the balcony above you, a large, black, very dark, about 6 foot tall, furry something drops onto the balcony next to you. Large teeth. Some wounds. What do you do?
Can I make myself look bigger than I am and go, ah!
So you're going to attempt, you would like to intimidate.
Yeah, that's my usual way of dealing with unruly bears, which is not the first time that Sal has had to deal with this.
All right, give me a manipulation and intimidation, please. Unless you have something you would like to throw at it you think is better. You're muted.
You're muted, Lydia.
Animal Ken. I've got 2 in Animal Ken.
Yeah, let's go. Let's go with a manipulation and animal. Well, let's do a presence and animal kin.
Okay.
Just more of a presence type situation. While Sal is doing that, Antonia, you also would have a moment to react here. What would you like to do?
Shoot it.
All right. So you draw your gun, you point at it. It's pretty close, almost point blank range, but you still, you're drawing the gun and shooting it. And while you are very experienced with guns and you know guns quite well, I think you still need to do a roll for this. So I need you to do a dexterity and firearms, and you get your 1 die extra for handguns. Sal, how did it go? And you're muted.
I got 2. Sorry, it confused me because it re-rolled because it was 2 10s and a 9.
Okay.
And then those. Oh no, 2 10s and 2 6s, and then it re-rolled the 10s.
Yes, that's yeah. You get re-rolls on those.
And then the re-rolls were a 1 and a 9.
Okay, if you've got successes, the ones mean nothing. So that is 3 successes. Okay, so you do this. You're and this thing turns and looks at you for a moment, a little bit startled, wasn't expecting this, as Antonio draws a gun and
2 successes.
You fire this gun, the round hits, goes through this beast on the side, comes out the other side, splatters blood onto the wall, and you see as it and it turns and looks at you with this wolf-like but human face with a look of shock, and it kind of stumbles against the wall, and then it looks at Sal and then just slowly morphs into this 6 foot tall, dark-skinned woman with dreadlocks.
You know what disappoints me the most is that Graham was right.
And speaking of Graham, at this point, in panic, while this was happening, I've grabbed the silver candlestick aforementioned and just thrown it at this person's face.
Okay, give me a dex and brawl, and let's see where this thing goes.
Sure thing. That's 2 successes.
All right. So this person begins to speak, and like, what are you shooting me for, love? And then all of a sudden, pling! The silver candlestick bounces off her head, leaving a large gash, and it goes flying over the balcony as she falls to the floor. Like, bloody hell!
Werewolf!
No, that's a lady.
And she's completely naked, of course, because she just changed from a wolf, and wolves don't wear clothes. And she's looking at you going, You idiots! I'm trying to save you! Didn't you see that damn thing I was fighting?
How are we supposed to know that?
Dropped the head!
You just jumped on the floor and...
Not really.
Werewolf!
Did somebody shut him up? Oh, anybody got any whiskey?
Mr. Cole offers the jacket in one hand and the whiskey in the other.
Takes the whiskey, takes a drink, and then pours the rest into the wound, and lets out a scream of pain that comes out more as a howl.
Okay, so what? Explain the trying to save us while also ripping off heads and destroying Mr. Cole's shop.
Just give me a minute. And as you watch, you see as this wound starts to heal. Slowly,
No whiskey
starts
could do
to
that.
knit and get better. Oh, just a minute.
Werewolf, werewolf.
Yeah, shut up, English.
And after a few minutes, it's there's an inset where flesh was blown out, but it's covered pink and the bleeding has stopped.
Mm-hmm.
And she looks up and goes, "All right. I doubt you've seen him. Well, the thing, okay. We're being invaded."
Invaded?
By points at Graham.
No,
That was ages ago.
Much worse than the British. We are being invaded by, how do I explain this? What do you know about the Vale?
Is that a band?
That's a valley.
Voodoo.
I know that there's a market in chickens for that.
Well, you've at least, I mean, he said he knew werewolves. I mean, haven't you ever watched a movie? Have you not watched a scary movie?
I thought most of what the pop culture said about voodoo was incorrect.
Well, it is, but I'm trying to get you a base of reference here.
We can talk about it. I know the old hoodoo.
Okay. You've at least read about it. All right. I'll explain this as simply as I can. Think of this sliding glass door. And by the way, while all this is going on, there are sirens and everything happening outside. They're locking down. It's martial law going into effect. Our friend is not paying any attention to any of it. Think of this glass door as a veil between places. And if you're on this side and the door's closed, you can't get through and you don't know what's on the other side, but occasionally you get a glimpse to the other side, right? You can look through the glass, right?
Are you saying there are zombies?
Through it, yeah.
Yes, Graham, there are such things as zombies. But when the door opens a little bit, sometimes you can squeeze through, right?
That is the point of a door, yes.
Well, somebody's opened a door between here and there.
And you came through it?
No, I live here.
But the bears came through.
Well,
She's one of the bears.
No, she's a
I'm
wolf.
not. No.
They're bad bears and good bears.
Set the baseline. I am what you would call a werewolf.
What would you call it?
Well, I'm part of the Brotherhood.
Okay.
The who?
Look, we can get into my personal history later. I'm trying to make sure you... I just fought one of these things upstairs. They are coming through, and the rate is increasing. They're coming through faster and faster.
What do you want me to do about it? I'm an old man. I'm too old for this.
Well, what are you going to do? What are you going to do when one of them ends up in your home or your store?
There is one in my store.
Wait, there's one in your store?
Yes.
Oh, they're coming through faster than I thought.
What? Go on.
How do we protect Cole's store?
Well, if there's one already in there, I'm sure there's not much left of your store to begin with. Look, I don't know what these things are. I'm simply referring to them as the beast. But
Like the devil?
They're basically large, hungry balls of fur.
Same.
Saying you ain't special.
Wait, I'm not. That's just rude. Okay, now I'm partially human, partially wolf. You can handle this.
Apparently.
You're being let in
Yeah.
on the great secret of the universe here. Try to take it in. You're not alone,
okay.
and you are not at the top of the food chain.
Are you saying we're being attacked by angry tribbles?
Yes, large, angry tribbles, although I don't know if they're born pregnant. Lord, I hope not.
Are they alien?
They're alien in that they're not from here, they're from there.
That's an alien.
What kind of animal are
Give
they?
George $50.
What kind of thing kills them?
I found that just beating the snot out of them helps. Apparently, I had investigated earlier. There was one that got hit by a car. Apparently, if you hit them with cars, it helps. But eventually, I'm going to run out of vehicles.
I'm really sorry, but I'm not what you'd describe as a snot beater, so I don't really know what you're going to want me to do here.
Well, Graham, you're not a vegan, are you?
No.
Okay.
Well, once, but I gave up. It was
Okay.
too hard.
But so you've got a set of knives, right?
Kitchen knives, yes. I've got a nice set of sabatier.
Pretend.
Sorry, Frank's face there.
Pretend it's a large steak, and you're really hungry.
Okay. I'll go get them, I guess, and I'll go into the kitchen.
So
Are
look,
they affected by anesthetic at all?
I haven't had an opportunity to find out. I might have been able to discover, but someone shot me.
You mean you had anesthetic right then, just now?
I'm saying that I haven't been able to find out much because I was trying to get downstairs without taking the same leap. And he looks over the edge and goes, well, they can survive a fall from a 5th-story building.
Is it coming back?
I don't see it. I don't know where it went.
Oh dear.
Look. I'll go try and stop these things from killing everybody else in our neighborhood because, believe it or not, that's why I'm here. My kind protects your kind from things from the umbra, the veil, the other side of the glass window.
Well, then do you want some more whiskey? I think that's most of what we're good for.
No, I think I need to let myself recover a little bit and then get back into the fight. You want to help? Do you want to help?
Yeah.
Do you want to protect?
It's my neighborhood. I've got to protect it.
I get revenge for my shop.
Yes, Sal?
I've got a medical kit. Would that help you? I can stitch you up.
I think I'll be fine. It just takes a little time.
I think it seems like these things. I don't. Animals I'm not familiar with. Not down with that. So yeah, gotta learn more about them. Stop them on the way. Sure, I'll help.
So I've got a store owner. I've got someone who obviously knows how to shoot. Thank you very much. A vet. And someone with kitchen knives.
I'll come back in with a set of absolutely astonishingly beautiful sort of some fish pairers, some meat cleavers, but they're the kind that you see in fancy stores where they've like engraved on the blades. There's like little flowers and stuff on them. Completely inappropriate, massively overpriced. So this is what I've got. Sorry there aren't more, but Daddy didn't really buy me the full set, only the half one.
And
Oh, Daddy only bought me half a set. Oh.
I'm Nadine, by the way, Nadine Keller.
Hi, Nadine.
Hello, Nadine.
I figure if you're going to shoot me, we ought to exchange names.
Yeah, sorry about that, but you caught me by surprise.
Would you like the big one? And I'll hold up the meat cleaver.
And Nadine's going to look through the knives that you have and just start tossing them off into the corner of the room. A few of them stick in the wall. Some of them just clatter against your books and everything else. And ends up with a butcher knife that's a fairly good long length one, and says, puts your hand on it and wraps your fingers around it and goes, you take this one and just stab it. Don't let go. Pull it back out.
Okay.
All right.
Right.
Do I get one?
And he looked through and grab the meat cleaver and go, you look like the kind who can use this. And it's a pretty heavy meat cleaver, pretty good sized. She goes, all right. Look, what we need right now is to find out what ripped open this door. This isn't something that just happens every day, obviously.
Wizard?
Are wizards a thing?
There really aren't, not the way you're thinking of. I'm pretty sure this isn't a wizard.
What kind of thing is it then? If it's not a wizard, is it a zombie?
Zombies generally don't think through things like this. My kind have the ability to walk back and forth freely among the veil. It's an ability, but it's part of our blessing of being part of the family. But I don't know what's causing this to open. But I think maybe if you put some eyes on it, I'm going to be out there fighting. You keep yourself safe and maybe try and, I don't know. Aren't any of you like computer people or any kind of?
Yes, but I've not paid my bills.
Have you considered your neighbors upstairs had Wi-Fi? I know because I accidentally kicked the router against the wall. If it's still
they
working,
probably don't
maybe
have
you can get
Wi-Fi.
on that. It's built into the tablet.
Okay, I'm sure I could break into that. Yeah. Okay, fine. Well, what do you want me to do with it?
Have you never watched? You people, do you not watch your own movies?
But
I have time.
Start tracking. Find out.
I've got a job. What is this? I go out and I fix big animals that got broke. That's what I do. Don't usually take the animals apart.
This very exasperated, very tall, absolutely naked woman in front of you just find what information you can. See if you can find a place where maybe these things are happening from. Help me narrow down where it's coming from.
Okay, right.
What was the center of you? So you said it was getting further afield than you thought. Where was the first one that you saw? Where did that come from?
The first one came from the casino that's about half a mile that way, over by the riverfront. The second one I know about is the one that got hit by the car.
Right, Graham, look for somewhere maybe halfway between those two.
Well, the next one was right in my shop, and then there was one upstairs, right?
Right.
Okay, maybe I could triangulate something from that. Yes. Okay. I'll give it a go, and I'm gonna make an appropriate roll. I don't know if you want me to roll to hack into the Wi-Fi upstairs, or if that's okay.
Let's use your hacker ability. Let's use your intelligence, your computer, and hacker ability, and let's see how it goes.
Okay, so that's 8 die. And that is a perfectly fine 2 successes.
All right. Amazingly, this is one of those people who plugged in the router and never changed the default password.
I'm in. I've always wanted to say that. Yes. So I'll start having a look if I can. Local news reports, stuff like that. And yeah, I'll start seeing if I can use readily available information to try and triangulate some sort of something.
All right. Well, good. If you can find something, stay safe, but try and localize it, and I'll find you.
Do you not have a Bluetooth headset? I thought I was supposed to be back here and then talking to you, like a sort of...
She's standing there and looks up and down and goes, "Where would I keep my phone, love?"
Oh, do you want a jacket or something?
Yeah.
You were offered a jacket. Did you not want the jacket?
Trust me, I'm not going to need it.
Okay, miss.
As she opens the door, she turns back and goes, "I do have my own fur coat," and closes the door as she exits.
Right.
Okay, so that was intensely strange, right?
Yes.
Yeah. That doesn't happen every day.
Yeah.
In case that's what you would. No.
Okay, I suppose I'll have a look and see if I can find any information about what was it? Beasts from beyond the veil, right?
Sounds like your general
Yeah, I want to say yes.
alien.
Can I use my status as a vet to call animal control and ask them about weird animal sightings?
Absolutely, if you've got a phone that works. Do you have a cell phone?
Yes, I presume I do, since
Right.
I'm all over the place
All right.
fixing animals.
All right. You are somewhat known as a vet, but you're also known as a vet with some dubious types of things. Who are you going to call?
My ex Christine, who's in animal control.
Okay.
We had a bad, it didn't end well, but we've worked together a lot. She trusts me as a vet.
Okay. You're going to be doing a persuasion on this, and we're going to use what's called the social engine for this. Since you're trying to get the person to do something you want them to do, we're going to do manipulation and persuasion rolls. Okay. And what's your integrity at right now? I believe you have 7 dots in integrity.
Yes, I got 7 in integrity.
Okay. Because this is an X and you're trying to get information, there's probably a little bit of antagonism there, but also some professional courtesy maybe. We'll see what you have to offer as you make this phone call. I'm going to set your target at 10 successes. And what you're going to get is 7 rolls to get these successes. And we're going to take them in increments as they go as you make this phone call. Each increment's going to be about a minute on the phone call as we're doing this. So if you would, go ahead and make your first manipulation and persuasion. And I will see if anybody else has got any actions they want to do while you're doing that.
Okay, sorry. So I haven't done this before, so I just
Sure.
want to check. Right. So this is persuasion is 1 dice. Manipulation is 2. Do I get anything for the status as a vet, or is that just?
You know what? In this case, I'm going to let you throw that in there.
Okay.
So yeah.
So that's 4 dice, and I'm going to roll them.
Go ahead and roll them the first time, and let's see what you get. And I'll come back to you in just a moment. Okay, Gray, what were you wanting to do?
So I'm going to be, having a quick look if I can find any information about these things based on what I have. I was going to try and use my hobbyist clique. It's a ghost hunting society, but I don't know if that's applicable for general spooky stuff.
You don't know what you're looking for at the moment, so I'm going to say not yet. Maybe as things narrow in, that will become something.
Fair enough. In which case, if I'm not confident that I know what I'm looking for, I'm going to do what I was saying beforehand and try and triangulate sort of the source of this disturbance based on the sightings we've had, or we know we've had.
Let's do an intelligence and investigation check.
Oh dear. So that's 1 dice because I'm not trained in investigation.
Okay. Well, good luck with that.
Yeah.
Now, is that a luck die or an
investigation
actual?
0.
Is that a luck?
It's
die?
an actual die.
Okay.
It is an actual die.
Antonia and Mr. Cole, what are you guys going to be doing?
I'm gonna send a text and hope that it does send to the more competent members of my gang to just keep an eye out, send me any anything back that they hear about this.
Okay.
Also keep watching the street and gently pocket any expensive looking trinkets that Gray has out around the place.
Awesome. All right, very good. You might have another one of those silver candlesticks. I don't know. Mr. Cole.
I'm gonna hang out near the window with Antonia, with my meat cleaver ready, just in case, because I am now very annoyed about my shop, since Nadine said that it almost certainly been destroyed. I'm also going to bring out my pocketbook and check through it for any notes I may have made during my regular reading of various encyclopedias.
Okay. All right. Since you're filtering through something you already have, it's kind of checking your memory on this.
Yeah.
You can do either an intelligence or wits, your choice, with investigation.
I would like to do intelligence with investigation,
All right.
please.
Go ahead and roll that up, and I'll get back to you in a moment. Sal, how did it go?
Wait, was I supposed to do all 10 rolls? Because I
No,
thought
just the first roll. Just the first one. You're muted.
You're muted again.
Sorry, it's when I'm trying to do things. 10, 9, 6, 4, 3. So I got 2 successes because one of them re-rolled.
All right. So with those 2 successes, the phone rings. What's your ex's name again?
Christine.
Christine. Caddo Parish Animal Control. This is Christine.
Hey.
Oh,
Hey,
crap.
Christine. Oh, no, don't start with that. I was going to ask how your day is. How's things going? I know things have been busy for you. I haven't checked in a while.
Yeah, you haven't talked in a while. That's why we split up in the first place, Sal.
I'm trying to fix myself.
You are
Chrissy,
very trying at times, Sal. Yes.
Yeah, and you're see that's the wit that I always treasured.
Yes.
Even if sometimes I wasn't able to show you. But I'm trying to learn, Chrissy.
What is it you're looking for, Sal?
I just want to know how you are. Whether things have been, if things have been busy, stressful.
It's been quiet, but today's been a little bit busy. We're getting calls about bears.
That's ridiculous. Yeah, that's really weird. What's up with that? What kind of calls?
And with that, I'm going to need you to make me another roll, please. And Graham, what's going on with yours?
Well, I'm drawing a complete blank on this triangulation kind of thing. So I'm going to be saying, is anybody else, anybody very good? Sorry, I really wasn't ever very good at like extended sort of essays and research and things. So I can help show you where the buttons are and stuff, but could anybody give me a hand here? Basically, I'm looking for somebody who has investigation because I'm going to be useless at this task.
All right.
I've got 2 in investigation, but I'm already using it for my previous role.
Well, how did your roll go?
I had 2 successes.
All right. You actually find some notes in here referencing myths about werewolves, of course, and something about the multiverse and things coming from different planes of existence. So some of this kind of ties into what you've been told by Nadine.
I'm going to communicate this in a very disgruntled old man way. I'm just going to be, I've got some notes in here about a multiverse, which maybe is what that nice young lady was speaking about. I mean, I say nice. She wasn't really that nice.
I think she was pretty nice.
I thought she was nice.
She did give me this meat cleaver.
No, I get that's my meat cleaver. I gave you that meat cleaver.
Mine now.
Right? Yeah. Of course. Yes. No. Yeah. That's yours. Yes. It's a gift. I just yes. So you're talking about multiverses, right? Well, I don't know. I've not really. This is all a bit complex for sort of. No films have really dealt with any of this, and I don't know.
Aren't you a student?
Well, not of the multiverse theory or anything like that. I don't.
This is why I didn't bother with college.
I'm a computer science student.
Well, Poke at your computer.
I don't know what to look for.
I'm going to go over and very, very slowly type in U.
Okay, no. How about you dictate and I'll deal with this, and I'll kind of take the tablet back off of him, and yeah.
All right.
Will be the conduit through which Mr. Cole interacts with the digital world.
Thank you.
Very good, very good. So using this, I'm going to let you use your intelligence and investigation, or wits and investigation, again, Mr. Cole, whichever you want. And Gray, you're going to get to provide some assistance with this, as you are computer savvy. You know all about the Googles and the Bings of the world. You even know how to spell it. You even know where the name Google comes from, which is awesome. So I am going to let you take your intelligence and computer and go ahead and roll that for me real quick.
Yep.
And this is how assistance is provided in the world of darkness here. Any success?
Yeah, so
go ahead.
Rolling 7 dice, got 2 successes.
All right.
I got a 9 and 2 10s.
Don't
I'm just
save those, because he adds 2 dice to your pool through his successes.
Oh. Okay. So do I add 2 now?
Yep. So go ahead and roll 2 more and add them on there.
Okay. Oh, that's only a 6. I had to like bring it all the way up because it's such a little dice. Okay. Well, I got a 9 and 2 10s, so now I need to re-roll the 10s, right?
Right. So that's 3. Go ahead and roll that. I'll come back to you in a moment, and we'll get the total from you. Antonia, what are you up to at the moment?
I think I'm just really focused on the street and just watching, like, are the police coming this way? Has anything new happened?
They're not. The night's being lit up, and in the darkness, you hear a little bit of gunfire off in the distance, and every once in a while, in the flashing disco lights of the police cars, you see things moving in the shadows.
Can I get a rough idea? Like, obviously not how many there are, but how many I've seen.
Let's just do this with a simple wits of composure, and I'll be back to you in just a moment. Sal, back to our phone call.
I got 8, 7. I got 1 success.
1 success. Okay. Look, Sal, I'm really kind of busy at the moment. Is there something specific? I don't have time to chit chat.
Well, look, maybe I could help out if I knew, but if you let me know what's going on. You know, it was always hard to understand what was going on with you, and I really want to reach out, and if there's anything I could do, you know, if something's weird or something, you know, I'm still practiced as a vet.
Sal, just a minute. And she sets the phone down, puts you on hold. You get the hold music. Go ahead and make your next roll for me. All right. How did we do on that roll, Mr. Cole? What was the final tally of successes?
Ended up with 3 successes.
3 successes. All right.
Yeah.
As you guys are searching around looking for this, you find out there are some news articles. Actually, you're finding them more on the Nextdoor app than anywhere else, of people talking about these weird noises and these flashes of light, and then bears in their neighborhood. So you're able to collate these, and as you keep working on it, more of these come in. I'm going to have you do the same type of rolls again. So, Graham, go ahead and roll yours, and let's see what you get to add or subtract from her pool. Failures will subtract from your
That's another 2 successes.
All right, so you get to add 2 dice to that die pool and roll it again.
Also,
Nice.
I'm very sorry. I just need to be right back.
Okay, no problem.
Okay. All right. I'm going to roll 8 dice then.
Awesome, and I will come back to you in just a moment. Antonia, how did your roll go?
I got 2 successes.
All right. You're able to get a count, moving back and forth, adjusting for direction and everything. First thing you notice is these things seem to be moving back and forth. It's not like they're all running in one direction towards something. They're looking for something. And you've counted 4 of them. That you think at least 4 distinct ones is what you've come up with.
Mm-hmm.
Sal.
Yeah, I got 6. I didn't get any successes.
No successes. All right. So you are stuck in hold for a few minutes. Mr. Cole.
I got 2. I've got 2 8s.
Okay. You are.
But everything else is a 1 or a 2.
That's okay. Successes count more than failures. Isn't that nice to know in life that your successes can count more than failures, at least in the world of darkness? In the world of light, maybe not, but you're able to start focusing in a little bit more, and you're kind of narrowing down the area to a section of storage buildings.
Yeah. Do you know what type of storage?
They're just the private rental of storage, the open door type storage. I don't know what you call them over there. I'm sure there's some kind of special name for the lockups, but she's cussing at me. That's why it's muted, right? Making fun of our people. So it's like a room that's about 10 by 10 with a rolling door on it. Type storage.
Yeah, we just call that a storage box, I think.
Okay.
Yeah, storage unit.
Yeah. Wait a minute. We speak the same language.
What?
Okay. Anyway.
I will probably relay that it seems like they're looking for something back to Gray and Mr. Cole.
Okay. And do you share the information about the storage buildings?
Yes, of course. Mr. Cole begins to mutter about conspiracies.
And Tony, when they mention the storage building, this of course triggers in your mind, you have one of these private storage places. It's one of your safe places that you have set up that you can go to when you need to lay low. If you look on your character sheet, it's listed as safe place private storage, under Mary.
Okay, so that gives us a way in.
Right. Sal, how's your call going?
Did you want me to roll again?
Yeah,
sorry.
sorry. I apologize if I didn't say that.
That no successes again, but no critical fails, just a lot of 4s.
All right. So just to let you know, that's 4 of your tries so far. You've got 3 left. You have 3 out of 10 in order to succeed at this, and you're still on hold at the moment. So go ahead and make the next roll. So
2 successes.
All right. Sal, are you still there?
Hey, Chrissy. It is good to hear your voice.
Yeah,
I know.
Yeah. Look, Sal, we've got a python that has apparently swallowed the neighbor's chihuahua. Any suggestions?
For that, so how long ago was it?
It was, well, they said they were on hold trying to get in. I guess it's been about 10 minutes.
Oh, if it's been 10 minutes, you can cut the python open. Or you could manage to make it sick. There's a couple of different ways to do that. You want to be tickling its belly, and then making it. There's a couple of different smells. You just want to really disturb the python.
Okay.
Right?
Okay. Thanks, Sal. I'll be back in just a minute.
Okay. Not disturbing imagery like the.
Okay, Sal. And you hear the phone go back onto the hold music, and go ahead and give me your next roll. I promise you, no animals are actually going to be harmed in this. I'm just,
No successes.
Okay. All right. We'll come back around, and Gray and Mr. Cole, what are you two doing? You've been doing some research. You've collected some information. What's your next step?
So the werewolf lady said that she'd find us. So we wait here because we've got some information, right?
But we have a location.
Yes, but she's a big scary werewolf lady, and there are undead furry beasts, and I'm not a big scary werewolf lady, so I'd like to stay here.
I mean, if she said she'd find us, I presume that means that she's not going to have any trouble tracking us down wherever we go.
So you're suggesting we leave the flat and we go and to the storage unit where a lot of this might be all happening?
I mean, I'll be honest, kid, my storage unit is much more secure than your flat.
Let me cleave.
Okay, I guess. Sure. Yes, I have a knife, and I've got my first aid kit. So yeah. All right.
Right.
I've been in that shop for 50 years.
How come 50? How old is Mr. Cole? Please tell me he didn't start the store when he was 1 year old, but
No, when he was like 20, because he's like 70 now.
Okay. All right. I'm going to come back around. Sal, how's it going on your phone call? You're muted. You're muted.
That was a really funny joke. You just all really missed out. I got 2 successes.
All right. The phone picks up. Sal, just a minute, and you're put back on hold. Go ahead and make the next roll.
3 successes. 3 successes.
Right. So, congratulations. Picks up. Sal. Okay, what is it you need to know again, Sal? What were you looking for?
I needed to know about those busy colds, and basically I've been trying to track some. I mean, mostly it's about you, but also if you know anything about some large, strange, furry animals, reports of bears, maybe.
Oh, Sal, is this one? Did one of your clients let their bears loose or something?
No, because, see, that's the thing. None of my clients did, and I'm trying to work out. Some people have said, and I even saw one. They're these big bear-like things.
Are you sure, Sal? Because it's kind of odd. Because most of the bear reports seem to be focusing around this storage center. So I'm wondering if one of your guys had like some bears in the storage units or something. I mean, that's just wrong, Sal.
I look, if I heard about any of them doing that, I would obviously tell them that is not good bear care, right? You know me. I know how to care for bears. Yeah. I've got bear care skills, and I would not.
Well, bear, Sal, you remember Bill? You remember Bill, the driver for animal control, the one who'd go out and
right. Yeah.
Bill's one of the bears mauled Bill.
Oh, Chrissy, I'm so sorry.
And yeah,
I'm
but
so sorry.
So one of the other drivers, he had, we're not supposed to have these things, but he had one of those dart guns, and he filled it with anesthetic, and he said he had to hit it 3 times with a bear load. I mean, that's what you do to drop an elephant.
That's a lot. That's expensive,
Yeah.
That's a lot.
Well, I figure if anybody can afford things, Sal, you probably can. And I assume you've probably got your own tranquilizer dart gun. So.
I mean, I have the right equipment to deal with the clients that I deal with, right? That's not a moral, what. Look, I need the ketamine to deal with the elephants sometimes.
Okay, Sal. Drop by and I'll give you some. And Sal, be careful. I'm really scared. And
you're staying in the call center, right, Chrissy?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
You're staying in.
Okay. I'll leave you a box at the front desk.
Okay. Whatever you do, don't go outside. I'm worried, Chrissy, and I
am too, Sal. And Sal, I'm sorry I yelled at you.
No, I'm sorry. I did a lot to deserve that. I'm trying to work through it. I'm trying to be better. That I can thank you for, Chrissy. Thank you for helping.
Maybe we'll have dinner some night. So.
I'd like that, Chrissy.
Mm-hmm.
I'd like that so much.
Be careful. I'll have the box up front for you.
Oh, thank you, Chrissy.
All right. Be safe.
Bye.
That's so cute. Oh.
So what would you like to
Turn
do?
to the others completely deadpan and sort of be like, they're in the storage area, and a contact got me some stun guns. What are you all looking at me like that for?
Well, you had it on speakerphone the whole time.
Oh man, I left something out. So sorry. By the way, it turns out that the Chihuahua was actually a stuffed animal that belonged to the kids next door that the python swallowed. So no real animals were hurt during this,
Good.
and they were able to get the python to regurgitate it. So thank you very much for that advice. So, all right. Just like to clear up those loose ends, you know. All right. What is your action plan? What would you like to do?
Mr. Cole would like to lead the charge down to the storage containers.
It's very, very slowly.
Oh yeah, so slowly.
No, we should swing by animal control to get
Yeah,
these.
I was gonna say. So, does anyone have a car? I mean, I got my truck, but that's at my place, and that's quite a way.
I mean, you give me 5 minutes, I can get a car. I mean, there's some down there. Yeah, we can get a car.
What are you going to do? Are you going to acquire
I'm
a
going to
vehicle?
steal a car.
Okay, you're going to acquire a vehicle. Okay.
Yes.
All right. So you got a choice. There are vehicles outside, but there is actually a car park under the building. So where are you going to head?
Let's go into the car park
All right.
and find one that looks relatively sturdy.
Okay. Sport utility, BMW, Maserati. Oh, come on. You're in the poor part of town. There aren't any of them.
Sport utility.
Do what?
The sport utility.
Okay, sport utility vehicle. Okay. You make your way down into the car park. And one thing you notice as you get in there, there's the sound of electrical shorts going on. Zzz. The lights are flickering a little bit.
Uh-oh.
And
Turn around and immediately leave the car park.
That's your choice. Is that what you want to do?
No, I will get my gun out, I guess, and tell everyone to just stop and hold still.
Okay. You pull your gun out, and I need all of you to give me a wits and composure check.
That's one success from me.
All right.
Wasted all
3
my successes. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 successes because there were 3 10s.
That is what we
I'm
call.
going to need those successes for other things.
The good news is that's called an exceptional success. So I will get back to you in just a moment. How are we doing over
It's also
here,
not how dice
Antonia?
work.
3 successes.
Okay, and Mr. Cole?
I got one. I got
Okay.
one success.
All of you notice in the corner this kind of a sound, and you see this dark, I mean, it's so dark, it almost hurts your eyes to look at it. Sal, what you notice, though, you see the mouth and teeth that looks very familiar to this creature that got hit by the car. But the rest of the body, you don't see the fur. In fact, it almost looks like it's covered in this dark, as the lights flicker and you can kind of get your eyes on it. It almost looks like some kind of mold or something is eating it.
Mr. Cole is going to run at it yelling, "You killed my shop!" with his cleaver.
Okay. All right. Anybody else?
I would like to could we clarify how many anesthetic clips I have for my stun gun right now?
Well, your stun gun is actually electrical.
Oh.
Yes.
I didn't know.
So you contact it, hit the, it's zzz. Yeah, it's pretty high voltage, low amperage. It hurts like heck.
Okay, I'm gonna. That's useless then.
Well, you don't know if you never tried it.
Okay, I will try it. I will run after Cole.
When the storyteller says don't know if you haven't tried it, that should be a warning. But hey, that's cool. All right, Mr. Cole, you go charging into this with your meat cleaver.
Yes, what do I need to roll?
This is going to be a
I'm
strength.
going to try and chop it.
Yeah, this is a strength and brawl.
That's 2. Mr. Cole has 2 in brawl. Okay, hang on.
Oh, you know, you've got history outside the store as well, and you've had a few gangbangers you've had to deal with over the years. You've learned how to throw a punch.
Cole has been in prison.
That's what the little teardrop tattoo's about under the eye. I wondered why that was there.
1 success.
All right. You run in and you hit with this, and you hit, and it kind of splits like a dark pudding. Just splits open around the blade, splatters out a little bit, and as you come back with the blade, it slowly melds back together. But one thing it also does, I will tell you in just a moment. Sal, what's going on? What are you doing? You're muted again.
Okay, I'm gonna zap it repeatedly with my stun gun.
Okay. Since this is more a device than a melee weapon, you get a choice. You can use either strength and dexterity and your brawl.
I would prefer to use strength and dexterity.
Well, sorry, it's one or the other and brawl. So you can use strength and brawl or dexterity and brawl.
Then
My apologies. Poorly stated.
So strength plus brawl, so that's 4 dice. Ooh! Yes, that's 1 success.
All right. You put this thing close to it. You saw when Mr. Cole cleaved it and it kind of moved. So you're not going to just shove your hand into this thing, but you put it close, triggered the thing, and you watch as electricity just sparks over this thing. And some of it actually kind of burns. You get this acrid smoke smell in your nose. And this is odd. You've never seen mold do this before. It cringes up in the corner away from you and turns into this large mass. It just like coalesces together. What it leaves on the floor is a partially devoured carcass of one of these beasts. And inside structure, you know, bones, various... Wait a minute. Well, either it's already eaten it or this thing doesn't have a heart or lungs. It has other things, but those are odd looking. So definitely not a creature you're familiar with.
I can tell you all that this animal is built wrong. And that mold is weird. I diagnose it as weird. Which you'd be surprised how often I diagnose that around here.
So I'm going to give you the lay of the situation at the moment. Mr. Cole and Sal are up within 5 feet of this massive ook. Antonia and Graham, you're a good 30 feet away, towards the other end of the car park. There is an SUV that looks exactly like what you're looking for, about halfway between. So I'm going to go around and ask each of you what you would like to do. But first, I have to take care of one bit of business, and that is Mr. Cole and Sal. I need an initiative roll for you. Now, this is the only roll in World of Darkness that's not done as the others with the dots and everything. You're going to roll a simple D10, and then take your initiative modifier and add that to it.
10 total.
I got 12.
You got a 10 total? Okay. Mr. Cole?
12, yeah.
All right. So this thing is heaved up against the wall. Mr. Cole, what are you going to do at this point?
I'm going to go and cleave it.
Okay. I will come back to you in just a moment. Sal, what are you interested in doing?
I want to zap it.
All right. I will come back to you in a moment. Antonia, Graham, what would you like to do?
I'm going to try and get into this SUV.
Okay. Graham, what are you going to be up to while she's jacking the car?
I am holding my knife up in front of me with both hands, cowering and shuffling along behind Antonia.
Okay, very good. Antonia, let's have a dexterity and larceny. And do you have the lock-picking skill? I can't remember if you do or not. You have a lock-pick. I misspelled it, but it's a lock-pick kit.
Okay.
So,
Dexterity and larceny.
So you've got a dot in larceny, you've got 2 dots in dexterity, and you get +2
So
on
that's 2
that
extra
also
dice.
because of the lockpick kit. All right, so I'm going to put them on hold. We're going to come to Mr. Cole. Mr. Cole, it's time for you to make that attack roll again. Let's see if you can do some more
Okay, so
damage to
this
this
was-
thing.
Strength plus brawl, wasn't it?
Yes.
Okay. Sorry.
No problem.
Oh, thank God. That's a 9. I got a 9.
Okay, so that is 1 success. Since you are using a weapon, you get an additional damage on that. So that is going to be 2 lethal damage against this creature. And Sal. Now, what happened is where Sal hit this before, it's kind of solidified a little bit, so it's not as liquidy. So when you do this damage, it actually splits and some brittle pieces break off. So you've actually made it a little bit smaller than it was, but it's still pretty good size. All right, Sal?
I'm going to zap it again, which is, if it's the same thing again, it's the strength plus brawl check, which is, 1 success.
All right, you hit it again. Once again, it zaps and kind of moves in a little bit, and you solidify another portion of this. But again, that smell is just burns your eyes, your nose. But it is obviously injured a little bit because, again, it kind of squirms a little bit and moves away from you for a moment. And then it's going to lash out at you, Sal, because your hand happens to be the closest thing to it. And, Sal, what's your defense?
5.
Your defense is 5. All right, let's see how this goes. It lashes out towards you, but apparently it's still got a little bit of fear because it misses, and immediately it's like this tendril comes out and then pulls back into it. Antonia, how did your roll go?
I got 1 success.
You unlock the vehicle.
Guess now I have to hotwire the vehicle.
That will be the next.
Cool. What do you want me to roll for that?
That is going to be a dexterity and larceny.
Oh. 1 success.
All right, I will come back to you in just a moment. Mr. Cole, Graham, I'm assuming you're still following along, Antonia, so there's front seat, passenger seat open, and the 2 seats behind it. Where would you like to get in the vehicle?
I am going to jump into the back middle seat as
Okay.
the seat that is furthest away from the outside of the car.
Okay, very good. Antonia, does this SUV have a sunroof? Just curious.
No.
Okay. Well, you're lucky, Graham. You're not sitting under the sunroof because that'd be a horrible thing to look up and realize, wouldn't it? All right, Mr. Cole, we're back to you. Are you going to continue the attack? You hear the vehicle fire up behind you.
I'm gonna keep cleaving until it stops moving.
Okay. All right. Give me another attack roll. Let's see how it goes.
Okay, that is 110. Sorry, all my dice just fell. It's okay. Okay, that's just 110.
Okay. So that's 1 success, plus you get the extra damage for your weapon, so that's 2 more lethal on this thing. you break off a little bit more of it, and honestly, this thing looks to be half the size of what it was.
Good.
So far, whatever you're doing is working. Sal, what would you like to do?
Same again. So do that roll again. That's 2 successes.
Oh, you hit it really good this time. You get a zap on it. This thing like shudders and then just kind of compresses down and stops moving.
Well, I think we've realized that electricity is useful for these. Useful to know.
Yep. So having finished that, and by the way, Mr. Cole, you have faced your fears. You have torn away that shaken. And if we were playing a longer game than a one-shot, you would actually gain a beat for that, which is like gaining experience. And the more beats you gain, the more experience you get, and you can use that to buy new capabilities and enhance your existing abilities. So, but for a one-shot, hey, congratulations, you've shaken the shaken. So. You are shaken and not stirred, or something like that. All right, so you hear the vehicle running behind you. As you look around, you see more of this ooze coming from different corners of the garage, moving towards the area you're standing in. It doesn't move fast, but it's moving. What would you like to do?
I think we've done enough here. I'm thinking, how's the car working? Are we ready to go? Ready to go?
The engine's running.
Yeah, we're good to go.
Jumping in the back.
Mr. Cole says, I need to sit down, and goes over to the car.
Okay, where are you going to get in the car? There's the front passenger seats available, which is on the right-hand side. Driver on the left, just to let you know.
I'll get in the passenger seat.
Okay, very good. As you hop in the vehicle, you notice as this mold slithers right past you and heads towards that corpse.
First, I
Uh,
close the door.
Close the door, windows up, right? All right, Antonia, you are behind the wheel. Where are you going to go?
take us to animal control, I guess.
All right. Go ahead and give me a dexterity and drive. I don't believe you actually
don't have a
drive. So
Nope.
that is going to be -1 from your dexterity die pool. So take your dexterity, remove 1 die, and roll that, and that'll be your driving.
That's a fail.
All right. You have people drive for you. This isn't something you
Yeah.
do. You hit the shifter. You see what you think's the right thing, and you floor it, and the vehicle lurches backwards and smacks into the car behind it. So everybody gets a little bit of a jostle there. Give me a stamina and composure, please, everyone.
What was that? A what in composure?
Stamina and
Stamina.
composure.
Stamina.
I got 1 success.
All right.
That's a fumble for me.
Oh no. Okay. How bad of a fumble? Is it a single? Is it no successes, or is it an actual 1?
No successes with a single one.
Okay. All right.
I got the same as Ben. I got no successes under 1.
Okay. Antonia?
I got 1 success.
All right. Good news and bad news. The people, some of you are doing okay. Mr. Cole, you're kind of an older gentleman. This is a bit of a jostle for you, and it smacks you pretty hard, and you're going to take a bashing damage. And Gray, you weren't in the seat the way you wanted to be. You forgot to put your seatbelt on. You were so nervous. Fortunately, you managed not to stab yourself or anyone else with the knife when you were thrown forward into the seats, but you are also going to take a bashing damage. So bashing
Tony,
damage is a single slash in the box below your health. And the good news is you're humans. Those tend to heal in about 15 to 30 minutes. So it's just a rough tumble. So
I'd like to say that I fell forward because I was sitting in the middle seat over the central console, so like over the gear stick, and I kind of look up at Antonio and say, do you mind if I give it a go? I've played a lot of GTA 5, so I think I'm probably okay at this sort of thing. Driving on the right, yes?
What's the GTA 5?
It's a video game.
I've driven some. I drive my truck. I can.
Sal, do you want to?
Oh, okay, yeah. No, fine.
Yeah,
real
cool.
Yeah.
Right.
Mr.
No
Cole
problem.
complains
You,
that
you,
outside
I'll get out and run round.
okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Do we get attacked while we're no?
No, they seem it's the mass though, where the other ones seem to be about the size of this creature. This seems to be about twice the size, so even more has moved in, and it's just you can see as it's just eating its way through everything. It's even eating its way through the teeth.
I mean, so is there like thinking about where we are? Is this an underground car park?
Yes, it is.
Is there any water anywhere?
If you would like to take a look around real quick before you get the heck out of Dodge, give me an intelligence and investigation.
Okay, which would be 3 + 2, usually 4. No successes. So the fleeting thought of electrocuting the mass passes through Sal's head, and they're completely unable to act on that.
Yeah, and they seem to be distracted at the moment as well. So, although who knows what happens when they finish their meal? Where did they go from there?
I think we should drive fast, guys.
All right.
If that's drive plus dex,
Yes,
right?
that is correct.
Okay. That's 3 dice. I have no successes and a 1.
Oh my goodness.
The ultimate irony is I think I have the biggest drive pool.
As you are not paying attention to what's going on, you think that you put this thing into drive, but actually you put it back into reverse, and you hit this thing and you crunch the vehicle up. There's no impact this time, but you do ride the back end of it up on the top of this car behind, and it is now stuck. You're either going to have to spend time unstucking this vehicle or find something else.
I'd hate to see the situation your truck's in.
I'm inclined to agree with him for once.
Well, it's not like you did a great job.
So are we just gonna run, or are we gonna get this unstuck?
I think we should. Well, maybe just. Is there another car around?
There are a few other cars in the parking lot. Absolutely.
Antonio, why don't you try and get another car, and I'll see if maybe I can rock this kind of thing free. It's got to be pretty similar to stuff, right? So this, yeah.
Antonia.
Okay.
Antonia, give me a single D10 roll. We're going to do this as a luck dice. With luck, you get to pick your vehicle. Without luck, I get to pick it. You need to roll a 10.
Okay, I got a 3.
Okay. All right. Well, unfortunately, what you find that seems to be readily accessible and not too close to the mold, and something you can, most of these other vehicles nowadays, they have the electric start and stuff. You don't have the tools. Your driver would have them, but you don't have the tools to jack that vehicle. So, you are stuck with a 1967 Super Beetle Volkswagen.
What does that mean?
Basically, it's the
It's
old
a very
style.
small car.
It's the old style Volkswagen. It's got a small 4-cylinder engine in it. It looks like a pregnant roller skate.
It's a VW Beetle. It's a lovely little VW Beetle.
VW Beetle.
Oh, the 60s car.
Yeah.
Oh dear. Okay. Mr. Cole is going to try and get in the driver's seat.
Okay.
Oh, I had one of these in my day.
No.
Make it go.
No.
Yes.
No.
Well, the cool thing is
The passenger side, Mr. Cole.
you walk up to it and you go to open the door, and you realize it's locked. One of the few.
Darn it!
They apparently cherish their VW Beetle. So.
All
They're
right.
worth a lot of money. I guess I'll try and break in.
All right. I had a 67 Super Beetle. It was one of my favorite cars. So. You're muted, by the way, Antonia.
That's fine. I'm just talking to myself.
Okay.
And that is 1, 2, 3 successes.
How many?
3.
Oh, awesome. You are able to unlock this. Who's going to get in the driver's seat this time?
I will
Right.
attempt to get in the driver's seat, but if you want to get in the driver's seat, he's not going to be able to stop you.
I mean, it's an English car. Let's get English to drive it. I say, not knowing Volkswagen is German.
Well, it's actually a German car, but yeah, okay. The people's car. All right.
Right. Yeah. No. Sure. I know how to do this. I can do this. This is fine. Yes. Okay. I'll nervously jump in, and wait for people to get in the other doors.
You have to put the seat forward for people to get into the 2 back seats.
I
On
will
the
get
passenger
in,
side. So.
Great start.
and then get out, and then hold the seat down.
So yeah, there is no exit doors on the back. Once you're in the back seat, you're in the back seat. So who's going to hop in the back?
I'm going to slip in the back because I assume that I'm slightly more flexible than Mr. Cole.
Okay.
Yeah, same.
All right.
Mr. Cole, though, is going to go in the back.
Oh, okay.
So that you can just look over Graham's shoulder and nag him and be a literal backseat driver.
All right. All right. So Graham's in the driver's seat. Antonia, you're going to be in the passenger seat. And you actually reach over, and you did such a good lock pick on the door. You reach over and you just touch and turn the key, and you realize the pins inside this lock are worn out, and you're able to just turn the ignition without even having a key in it. And you get this thing to start. Everybody else sees this as magic. You reach over and touch the column, and the car starts. All right, Graham, this is great. This is a 4-speed stick shift. So hit the clutch and give me a dexterity and drive roll, and let's see if we can actually get you guys out of the parking lot.
Yeah, so that's 5 successes on 4 dice.
He puts this thing, it was actually parked nose out, so he throws it into first, pops the clutch, the wheels spin, he leaves smoke and drifts the car around the corner and up and out. You get a little bit of air as you come out of the ramp, leaving the car park.
It is just like GTA 5.
That is what
You need
a
a
critical
job.
success gets you. All right. And you hit the street and you see where the police cars are, and you're able to turn and actually weave around between these things. And one of these creatures moves out in front of you, and you actually turn a bit, drift into it, pop it with the side of the car, and keep going and make your way to the Caddo animal shelter.
Important me to state, during that really cool move, I was screaming the entire time.
You were screaming. Behind you, Mr. Cole was going, woo!
The great news is back in 67, they didn't have seatbelts either. Anyway, so you you pull up out in front of the animal control building, and Sal?
I suppose I very awkwardly get out of the car, letting firstly Graham has to get out. Then
Or either Graham or Antonia. You can get out either side, but yeah.
All right, okay. Well, then I get out the car awkwardly and look for whatever's on the doorstep.
Okay. Just inside the door, you see a small package with a little red heart drawn on it.
Weirdly, in my head, there's a whole thing of you can't, you have to take the package from the door because all the social distancing stuff is in my head. So yeah, obviously, you just pick it up, you don't say hi. But just gonna be like, thanks, Chrissy. I'll see you around, and grab it and and take it away.
All right.
These are like proper. These are syringes with anesthetic.
It's a
in them.
closed box. You'll have to either
Okay,
stop and
I'm
open
gonna
it.
open it. I'm gonna
Okay.
open it then.
All right. You open it up, and inside there are 5 of these darts. And there is a trank gun that is CO2 powered. So there's a little CO2 cartridge you plug into it. You're familiar enough with it, you'll be able to run this.
Cool. Gets in the car and just sort of mutters under their breath like, "Love that girl."
All right.
That's so cute. I love it.
All right. What next?
So where are we going now, right? Back to my apartment? Oh, there's mold there. We can't. Yes. Where do we think?
There's storage units, I assume.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Yes. Okay. Right. Yeah. Drive to the storage unit. Or at least attempt to.
I would love to do a lot more, but we're running low on time, so I'm going to have to cut some things out a little bit. But I still want to have a little fun with this. So, Sal, you get in the vehicle. You've got the engine running again. It cut out on you where you were sitting there because, old vehicle. You get the engine started, and as you get it running, let's see, right-hand side, Mr. Cole, you'd be looking around. You look over, and on top of the animal control building, which is just a 1-story building, you see a flash of these golden eyes. And then you see as this black shape jumps off the roof and comes running towards the vehicle.
Bear thing, bear thing, evil, bear.
We gotta lead it away.
I'm leaving.
All right, give me a Dex and Drive, please.
One success with a 1 there, threatening to screw it all up.
All right, give me just a moment here. All right. This thing comes, you shove it into gear, you pop the clutch, and then you suddenly feel as the back end of the vehicle lifts off the ground and turns slightly to the side. But fortunately, this vehicle's old enough and rusty enough, the bumper comes off in the creature's mouth. The wheels hit the ground and you spin out, barely missing a fire hydrant that's there on the corner as you're tearing off down the road. And as you look in the rearview mirror, you see this thing with the bumper in its mouth, standing a good 7 feet tall, throws its head to the side and drops the bumper and tears out after you.
This is why I wanted to stay at the flat.
Good. This is good. We're bringing it away from we're taking it away from the building.
Towards us.
Yeah, but that's fine. We're driving. Just drive.
Okay, fine.
So, Antonia, you're the GPS for this. You've got the directional sense. Graham, you are in charge of keeping everyone alive. This thing is chasing you. You are in the drive for this chase. Antonio will be able to tell you where to go. You're going to have to make the decision of what you want to do. So, Antonia, go ahead and give me let's just go with a wits and composure on this for knowing where you're at and where you're headed.
No. Okay, one success.
All right. You're able to tell him, look, you need to go down 5 blocks and take a left. Meanwhile, in the rearview mirror, Graham, you see this thing and you're like, in 2 blocks, this thing is going to be up the back end of the car. This thing moves fast. What would you like to do?
Oh, well, because American cities have been laid out on purpose, I know that I can take, the second left and then carry on and basically just make the other side of the rectangle. So
You've never actually been to Shreveport, Louisiana, have you?
Oh, okay. If it's not one of those, then you said blocks,
no.
so I assumed it was on a grid system.
I love your concept. I think it makes perfect sense, and I'm happy for you to do it.
Okay.
On the other hand,
I will attempt that.
I know the real world. All right, go ahead and give me another Dex and Drive, and let's see how this goes.
What do you mean every single city isn't built like downtown Manhattan?
Yeah, exactly.
That's one success.
All right. So are you going to peel off to a left or right, or what's your goal?
So it was the 5th left, right?
Okay. Yeah, but it's going to catch
so
you.
I will take the Oh no, sorry. So the intent was that eventually I would take a left.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I will take a left at the next turning to try
Okay.
and then turn right immediately and carry on up.
You hit that when you turn it, the car spins a little bit and drifts just slightly to the side, and then you tear out down the road. And you notice in the rearview mirror, and you're kind of watching the back a little more than the front. You notice as this creature does the same thing. It hits that corner and it turns and it kind of slides a little bit, hits a car that's on the side of it, and actually knocks the car up onto the curb, and then starts heading towards you again. And it is chasing you down the street, and it seems to be gaining on you.
This is all deeply upsetting.
Can I open? Are you able to open the windows on these things?
The front windows, yes. The back windows, you'll get to roll them down, but they only roll down about a third of the way.
Okay,
So-
I'm gonna in a comedic. I'm gonna like roll down the window thing and lean out.
Just kind of poke your arm out.
Yeah, I'm gonna put my arm out and aim this dart gun.
Okay. Graham, let's go ahead and get a drive out of you again, Dex and drive. And then we'll see how that affects your aim as well, Sal. If he gets more successes than the chasing creature does, you might get some bonuses to your attack roll there.
Just got 3.
Unfortunately, you don't get any bonuses, but you also don't get anything taken away from it. So give me a dexterity and firearms.
That's me. Okay.
Yes.
That's
so.
not good. That's not. Why did I ask for a gun when I don't have any firearms skills?
So that'll be a -1 to your die pool.
Oh, okay. In which case.
Now, one thing we hadn't done yet because nobody gotten in really terrible tights. One thing you can do is burn a willpower.
Muted
I
lid.
got 9. I got 9.
Okay. Well, hold on to it in case I'm going to let you know if you want to add die to your pool and see if it gets better than that. Okay. You can burn a willpower. That means you mark off one of the willpower that you have, and that will add 3 dice to your die pool.
Oh, heck yeah. Okay.
But realize willpower is a limited resource.
This is a one shot. I can have a nervous breakdown afterwards.
Yeah. It's a one shot with 30 minutes to go. So.
Yeah, so I rolled a 9 and I'm going to roll 3 more. And one was an 8. So 2 successes.
2 successes. All right, you take a shot with this thing. It's bouncing around. Graham's doing all this maneuvering back and forth. You just pull the trigger. And then you see as this dart just pegs the thing in its chest. And unfortunately, she probably wasn't able to get you the elephant strength that you wanted. But it does seem to slow it down some. So, Graham, I need another dex and drive from you, and you are going to get to add 1 to your die pool.
Two successes.
Tell me what your maneuver is that you do with these.
What is the specific context of what I'm up to?
You're driving down the road. Antonia says, no, it's to the right. It's to the right.
So I've slightly overshot it. So I slam on the handbrake, do a J-turn, and come back sort of almost now racing the beast to the intersection.
Okay.
And get there just in time, swing to the left, and it barrels past us.
Right.
Sort of we gain a little bit from that, it having to do the same thing as I just did.
Yep. And so it turns and it is coming right at you. It stops for a moment, lets out this horrendous howl that shakes the windows of the car, and then it is it seems like it like leaped and cut down a lot of the space. I mean, you're doing a good 45 down these roads that are meant for 30 inside the city. So you're booking as fast as you can in this little beat up Volkswagen. This thing is moving fast. But you are getting close to your destination. So I think we're going to do one last drive and dexterity, and let's see how this goes. Does it catch you, or do you make it before it gets there? Remember to add 1 to your die pool.
That's 2 successes.
You go to make this turn. The storage place is just up onto your left. But as you go to make this turn around the corner, this creature smacks into the back of the vehicle. Somehow manages to get a grip on the rear tire, and the sheer momentum and mass of this with you going around the corner flips the vehicle up onto its side. And I need each of you to make me a stamina and composure check, please.
That's 6 successes.
Awesome.
That's 5 not successes, but no fumbles.
Okay, no fumbles. Good.
4 successes.
Awesome. Come on, Mr.
I've got
Cole.
2 successes
Okay.
and 1 was 10, so let me re-roll that. That was not a success, so 2 successes.
All right. Mr. Cole, as you were going along, you realize there's well, we have a technical name for them in the U.S. We call them shit handles. But there's a little handle up there. You're able to put your hand on that as the vehicle starts to go over, so you brace yourself in fairly well. Yes. Antonia and Sal, you do okay. Sal, Antonia kind of falls over and lands on you and kind of crushes you into the side a little bit. You're going to take a couple of bashing damage from that. But Graham,
How many?
I'm sorry, 2. Graham, you, in the fact that this vehicle's going over, you're actually able to catch the front wheel, crank it to the left really hard, give this thing some stability for a second, as the creature is thrown on the other side, and you actually get to use this vehicle as a weapon, and it ends up getting pinned between the roof of this bug and a vehicle on the side of the road, and you hear this wet noise as blood, goop, brown stuff splatters across the windows of the vehicle that are pointing up in the air.
We should leave, we should leave, we should leave, we should leave, we should leave.
I agree.
Yep.
Mhm.
You're right, Englishman.
Does anybody have one of those little window hammer things to sort of just get the... And I'll start fumbling with like the glove compartment.
Can I just shoot the window?
And everybody takes a bashing damage to their hearing. Okay, no problem. Are you shooting out the front or the rear?
Probably the front.
Okay, so
that's easier.
You see, Mr. Cole, you're kind of hanging from this strap, and a gun comes right past your head up against the window, and you hear this loud boom, fire, smoke, smell, but the glass just shatters outwards, and the window is gone.
Do you mind?
I'm saving us.
No.
Yeah, but right next to my ears.
Uh,
Gold ears!
Surprised you can hear it anyway.
Once your ears stop ringing from the sound of the gun going off in such close proximity and with the windows closed, you start to hear a noise in the distance. It's a kind of a howling. And
is that the good howling? Is that friend howling or bad howling?
it sounds very similar to what the beast did a few seconds ago.
Okay.
As you were
That
driving
was
away.
both in and out of character.
Yeah.
Okay, that's the bad howling, isn't it? That's the bad howling.
Yeah,
We
let's
went
get
out.
inside. Let's go in there.
Okay. Yeah. Going. Yes.
Right. So you guys hop out of the vehicle. I'm going to just make that an easy one for you for the sake of time. You're making your way down the road. The noises are getting louder. These things are obviously getting closer. What's really odd is you're not just hearing it from street level. You're hearing it coming from above you, from some of these office buildings and things around. They are apparently everywhere. You make it to the... Sorry. Go ahead.
I was just telling the others, like, that's not good. Isn't good.
I gathered. Yeah, I gathered.
Antonia, you make it up to the front, and there, it's a gated thing, and there's a little digital pad there for you to put in your code number.
I'll put in my code number.
I'll give you a choice. You can roll for it, or tell us what your 5-digit code number is.
69,420, 69,420, 69,420.
That's exactly what I was going to say.
That's what I was thinking.
I hate myself for it.
Nice. Okay. So you put your code in. And the gate opens. I knew it was going to be interesting. And the gate opens, and you are able to run through and run down 3 rows, and then down to the left is your storage building. But as you approach the door to it, you hear an electrical humming noise coming from the storage room across from where yours is. And there is a light shining from under the door that's kind of pulsing. And then every once in a while you hear this noise coming from it. Vroom. Vroom. What would you like to do?
Okay, I presume there are weapons in my locker.
That seems like a fair presumption.
So I'm gonna open that one first and tell everyone to arm themselves.
All right.
And I'd like to try and break into the one that's whomping.
Okay. Realize these things are getting closer. Go ahead. You open this, flip the door open, run across, and give me a dex and lock pick, please. Those of you who are looking inside, this door opens, and inside there is a beautiful Lazy Boy recliner. There's a very large refrigerator, no telling what's in it. But there is also a wall, just like you'd see in a John Wick film, that is just nothing but different types of weapons on the wall.
Is there anyone in the recliner?
No, it's empty.
Mr. Cole's going to go and lie down in the recliner.
Oh my god.
Oh, what a day!
You lie down in the recliner, and instantly the massage kicks in.
Personal victories.
Can I grab a gun and shoot the lock on the other storage unit?
You are welcome to grab a firearm. You do not have skills in this, so you will also need to get ammunition for it, and we'll see how well you do.
I will probably be fumbling.
Did you by chance bring your tranquilizer darts and tranquilizer gun with you?
Yes, obviously.
Okay.
No, I have 2 guns and I want more.
Okay. All right, so you pick up a firearm. You have no idea what it is, but it looks impressive. It looks very impressive. Go ahead and give me a wits and composure, and let's see if you can figure out any details about it. Graham, what are you going to do?
I am also going to pick up a gun, muttering something about Call of Duty.
Okay. Then in that case, we're going to just make it really simple with what you pick up. You pick up a Glock 17. You're set. You at least recognize that. Of course, now you have to figure out the ammo. Give me a wits and composure, please. Sal, how'd it go?
I got 3 successes.
You look at this, and one thing you realize is looking on the side of the firearm, it's actually printed on it the ammunition it takes. These Americans, can you imagine? So you find a box that has a matching name on it, and you pop it out. It's a revolver. Very simple to do. You figure out simply how to open the mechanism. You see the little holes where the rounds go, and you put in 7 357 Magnum shells.
That sounds like a thing that people can do.
It's impressive. It's large. It's silver, chrome colored. Matter of fact, it looks like if you've ever seen Clint Eastwood, Dirty Harry. It's a very large, shiny gun.
Good.
Shininess adds to the effectiveness, of course. Right, Graham?
2 successes on ammo recognition.
Okay. You as well, you're looking through these boxes and you see all these things and you see something that says 9mm Luger and you go, that sounds familiar. We just drove a German car. Luger's German. It's got to be the right thing. And you grab it off and you figure out how to load the magazine and everything without killing yourself, which is great. Mr. Cole, what's going on with you in the world of happy loungers?
He does lie there for a bit, because he has been in a car that has like gone over on his side. But eventually he's gonna be like, well, if everyone else is getting a gun, so he's gonna go and pick up any gun that looks familiar. So if there's any old guns,
So like a musket or a blunderbuss or...
How did you know where I was going to go with that? Actually, you remember as a kid, your mom took you out shooting a .22, learning how to shoot squirrel, because squirrel's a delicacy. So you grab this Marlin .22 that you happen to see sitting there, and it's a nice one. Okay. How did the lockpick go?
3 successes.
All right, you get that lock open, and you roll open the door. And inside you see this large cube of a device. It's thrumming. There's electricity. There's static crackling out of it. And in the corner, you see a small man wearing glasses, literally has the nerd tape in the middle of the glasses, okay? Sitting there going, I can't turn it off. I can't turn it off. I can't turn it off.
Can I, is there a plug? Can I unplug it?
If you would like to take a moment and do a intelligence and, well, let's do a wits and investigation check to see, feel free. Meanwhile, one of these creatures rounds the corner at the end of the row for the storage and begins hoofing it your direction. How did your roll go?
I got 2 successes.
All right. You do see a power plug. Unfortunately, it is on the back side of the storage room, and the electricity that sparks out of this jumps and arcs directly across the path you would have to take in order to get to that plug and unplug it. And what I need for all of you to do... I'm sorry, go ahead, Sal.
Can I shoot it?
We can do that in just a moment. For right now, I need an initiative roll, please. So that is a D10 plus your initiative modifier.
I got a 12 again.
We are down to 14 minutes, so I'm going to try and do this well and quickly. Mr. Cole, what was that?
I got a 12 again.
Okay. Gray?
14 for me.
Awesome. Antonia?
6.
All right. Sal?
12.
All right. Well, Mr. Gray, you are up first. As you see this thing turn the corner and come charging towards you.
I think I will think briefly about shooting it and then scream and run into the other storage unit with the glowing electrical thing, because I know about electrical things and I don't know about scary beasts.
Okay. All right. Very good. The creature at this point is going to close in, and with Sal, Mr. Cole, and Antonia outside, it's going to make a choice about who looks tastiest. Everybody's pointing to somebody else. I love it. Oh, Mr. Cole, what is your defense?
Oh no. My defense is 3.
3?
I don't think that's very good, is it?
It's not as good as you'd like it to be, but
Better than 1.
True. Better
that's
than
true.
1.
That's true. I like you, Mr. Cole. I like you a lot. But this beast charges in. And how detailed do you want me to be on a scale of 1 to 5? 5 being
3.
Okay, good.
4?
Everybody okay with a level 3?
Helen should be the one that chooses.
Yeah.
Sorry.
I would say I'll say a 3 as well, because that's in the middle, and I'm aware that there are other people watching this.
Okay.
So
This beast comes forward as you raise your arm with the gun. It's a rifle, but you raise your arm with it. It grabs you on the upper part of your arm, and you feel a searing pain and hear a crunching noise. And you are going to take 3 lethal damage as your arm is detached and you are bleeding.
Okay. Lethal damage is like the star in the box, isn't it?
It's an X. An X. Yeah.
Oh dear.
Yes.
Mr. Cole says, "Avenge my shop."
But you're not dead. I mean, you're still okay.
I'm not dead, but I can't hold a gun anymore.
That's well, at least not that one. Sal, what would you like to do?
I would like to run towards the plug socket, shooting it.
All right. Give me a dexterity and firearms, please. You're muted, by the way.
-1. So it's just. Can I sacrifice a will?
Spend a willpower. Absolutely. This is the time to do it. We are down to the last 10 minutes of what's going to happen.
So that is 4. Can I sacrifice multiple wills?
I'm afraid you can only do 1 willpower at a turn.
So that's 4 dice then. 2 successes.
You shoot the plug. Electricity sparks. The thing lights up. I mean, just beautiful, bright light, and then goes out.
Did that do it?
Is it over?
And it goes
Am
quiet.
I dead?
It goes quiet. And then all of a sudden, you hear as the beast outside growls. Antonia, it is looking at you. And just as this thing appears as though it's going to leap at you, something jumps off of the roof of the storage building, smacks it into the far wall, and you notice as the werewolf Garou form of Nadine tears this thing to pieces and just batters and bashes on it. It slumps to the floor. She turns around and shapeshifts back down to her human form. Well, it looks like you found it. So, have you ever considered being a werewolf?
Will I get my arm back?
No, I'm afraid that's a loss. All right, but that is where we're going to have to wrap it because we are up against time. Thank you all. You were great. I love this. This was awesome. It's the players that make the story, and that was so awesome. So much fun.
You were great. You were great.
You were brilliant. Thank you.
Thank you very much for running.
You guys were an absolute blast. Thank you everyone for watching. Please consider going out and making a donation. There are raffles that are going on, and I believe it's for every $5 you donate, you get your name in the raffle. If you go to the Gehenna Gaming /VHC/raffles, I believe it is, it'll show you what's currently being raffled off. Thank you very much. Do you guys have anything you want to say or plug?
I mean, broadly listen to Rusty Quill Gaming, Stellar Firma, and the Magnus Archives, but with the Magnus Archives, you probably already do. So, but yeah, no, I mean, yeah, donate. I think actually, because I've had the chat up cheekily, there's about 7 minutes left for a Magnus Archive poster that's been signed. That's the current raffle thing. So a $5 donation.
Oh wait, I want that. I need to go donate.
Well, donate $5.
All right. And I am the storyteller for a weekly called Black Death. We are hilariously on break right now during the coronavirus plague, but we will be back to our normal plague, which is set in 1348 London, and it's actually a Lovecraftian story. But we stream on Tuesday nights. We may be changing our stream home, but if you go to Twitter and go for Black Death Cron, you'll find us. And we'd love to have you step in and take a look once in a while. Also, look at Gehenna Gaming. They run some did I say awful? Awesome. I'm tired. Some awesome stuff. And I love Magnus Archives, but hey. So all of you, thank you very much. Be safe, stay healthy, wash your hands, don't touch your face. And
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you, everybody. Thank you for watching.